we're live. So
Absolutely.
howdy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pop Culture Cave. We got David, Batman over here, and then Batwing, Tommy, and then Nightwing, Danny.
And that's how I know racism is alive and well.
Named after the machine or the character?
Depends.
Because the machine was first.
Depends, man.
So,
But no, how are you guys feeling tonight?
Not too bad. There was a correction that Danny pulled out last week about when we were speaking of was it Mephisto, and
Yeah.
I had made the comment that it could have been Mephisto, could have been Dormammu, because they hadn't really said or specified who it was, and then after the fact, when we wasn't actually talking, kind of out of the heat of the moment. Get a text message like 2 o'clock in the morning from Danny saying Dormammu was in Doctor Strange. As the giant cloud thing he made a deal with.
Yeah, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. I was like, I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I only watched the first Doctor Strange maybe twice, 2 or 3 times. Because I'm not a Strange fan. I'm more like, by way of my comic magic users,
Definitely more Constantine. Zatanna.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like, and I have somebody at the main job, the grown up job, that I argue with constantly. He's a Strange fan, and I'm a Constantine fan, so we argue who would
win in a fight.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I feel like Strange's overall knowledge of magic, just because of the time that and research that he put into it, he probably knows more off the cuff. But I think Constantine is way more brutal and unforgiving. And bro can't die because he sold his soul to every single Lord of Hell. So they won't let him die. I'm sorry. I don't think Strange could compete with that.
Well, what Doctor Strange did was he gave up his powers, and I remember if it was in the 60s and the 70s, and he was depowered basically since then. And in Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers, he tried to get that back by the Vishanti, I believe. You guys can correct me in the chat. And they were just like, dude, you freaking sold your soul already. We can't give you power back. You know what I mean?
See, so like Constantine sold his soul repeatedly. Like bro sold the comic, went and stole the comic back, sold it again, like to everybody. Basically, and now can't die, whereas Doctor Strange gave it away for nothing. So, yeah. Hey, what's going on? Was it MS2M Gaming? Thanks for joining us. So, I mean, trending topics on the list that we got here of goody gumdrops here. We've got James Gunn's Superman, a review, the good, the bad, the ugly, what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you wish was in it. So, I haven't seen it yet. And there was an internal debate before the show. Are we going to talk about it? And I said I think it would be a unique discussion viewpoint from somebody, because I mean I haven't seen it. T, have you
seen it?
You've seen it, and then Danny.
I saw it Thursday night after team practice, and then I saw it yesterday, and then I'm going to see it tomorrow with some friends in Indiana.
So we've got somebody that's seen it twice, somebody that's seen it once, and somebody hasn't seen it at all. So I think that might be an interesting conversation. Superman's a character that I like, I enjoy. It's not really something I'm concerned about spoilers with, because it's not like I was looking super forward to seeing this movie.
He's still bitter about the Zack Snyder.
Yeah, I'm still bitter about what they did to
He's
Henry
one of those
Cavill.
fans that the internet's kind of trolling right now.
It's less about Snyder and more about Cavill, man.
There you go.
I
they shrewd Cavill.
I liked him as Superman. I was stupid stoked when they brought him back in Black Adam at the end sequence of that. So we are going to talk about the new Superman flick. So this is your one warning right now: spoilers for this discussion. I would say check back later on, or just watch it on mute until you feel like we're talking about something different. We need to get a little banner that pops up on the screen that says spoilers active or some shit. So.
If you feel disturbance in the force receding, we're probably not talking about Superman
absolutely,
anymore.
absolutely, yeah. If your butthole doesn't pucker anymore, we're not discussing it. So, all right. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. Is it worth seeing? Is it worth the money, the time, the energy to go through and deal with the public and other humans?
Now, a thing that I've been instituting, man. It's called the Be For Real test.
Okay.
It's where we're going to say all these things. They're going to be nitpicky, or they're going to be things that we're getting into the weeds on. But let's condense it. Did you like it? Is it good or is it bad?
Yeah.
So for the Be For Real test, the movie was good.
Okay. It's a good flick.
I agree.
Okay, so we're seeing
the movie was really, really cool. It was a lot of fun to be had. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. Did you have fun with it?
Oh man, yeah. All right, so now we can get into the nitpicky shit. So I didn't like how we got into it, where we had the Star Warsy crawl, where they say 300 years ago this thing happened, and then I'm more of a show me, not tell me moviegoer. Don't give me writing. Show me what it is that you want me to see, and then I'll pick up from that.
So they actually did a Star Wars screen crawl?
Not to that extent.
To a degree, with a few lines. I actually liked it because it got the audience up to speed. It's like, all right, he's been Superman for 3 years already.
All right, so let me ask you this then: did it remind you more of Star Wars, like screen crawl? Was it just like text popping up, or was it more reminiscent of how they did the intro credits to the Christopher Reeves movie, where the words came in and was on the center of the screen and then kind of flew off? Like, how did they do it effect wise?
So you know me, man. I do
You're
hyperbole.
an effect guy.
I am that too, but I tend towards hyperbole. It wasn't a Star Wars crawl. It was the other thing where writing pops up on the scene, and you read it.
Okay.
It's about 30 seconds. I just would have preferred, man, give me something animated, give me something quick so I see it.
Okay. You wanted a visual.
Right, I need a visual for a visual medium.
Okay.
But then the movie starts, man.
Yes.
And it starts in a way that a Superman movie doesn't normally start. He's getting beat the fuck up. So...
I mean, all right, now I'm sold and feel like I need to see this movie because I'm down for Superman getting his teeth knocked in anytime he does.
So it's that trailer scene where basically he's in his Yamcha pose. He's in a crater in the Arctic. And
okay. So the trailer is the opening of the movie? Or at least that scene of it where he calls for crypto?
So we start out, it's him versus the Hammer of Bravia, a James Gunn character for the movie.
Okay.
I want to say something about that because the Hammer of Bravia is like 3 different characters. My pinky. 3 different characters. So the Hammer of Bravia was kind of a holdover character who was an Aborigine-like superhero in Justice League International. He was like a thunder god, basically DC's Thor.
Yeah.
That's one hero. And that character was kind of shelled up. And he had this great Russian-like voice, but he obviously wasn't Australian. In the comic, he's Australian, but that's neither here nor there. And then they peeled back a layer of that character because he was more of a political stand-in for something else that unfolds in the movie. Tom, you know what I'm talking about. And they introduce him as Ultraman. Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Like Crime Syndicate Ultraman?
No. Yes.
Like the real Ultraman? Like the Superman from another world that's a bad guy?
Yes, they just call him Ultraman. But that's kind of a shout-out to that.
James, what are you doing?
Well, even that's a bastardization because so to piggyback off what he's saying. So the Hammer of Bravia is a Lex Luthor scheme.
Okay.
So the Hammer of Bravia, it's revealed that Lex Luthor has a pocket dimension that he can have characters travel through. So the Hammer, in full Hammer of Bravia regalia, walks through the portal. He comes out and he's in Lex Luthor's war room. Takes off his helmet, and underneath his helmet is another disguise. So that's when Ultraman's revealed. It's a character. They're all blacked out, man. It's kind of like Black Noir from The Boys.
Okay.
So he's full regalia. We don't know who's in there, and
it's Robert Downey Jr., isn't it?
Clearly,
he's unmasked. It's Robert Downey Jr.
He's a dude disguised as another dude.
Yeah, he's absolutely.
It's like 3 dudes disguised, 2 dudes disguised as 1 dude.
But here's why I said it's a bastardization, man. Because they call him Ultraman, but he's a Superman clone that's gone kind of wrong. And he's also created by Lex Luthor.
Okay, so Bizarro.
It could have been Bizarro.
He's a very pretty Bizarro. He is literally a copy and paste face of. It's David Cornsworth fighting himself.
He's got long hair though.
All right, so it's a Mortal Kombat match. In Justice where two players play as the same character.
He's essentially Smoke.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Well, at least he's on. At least he's fighting somebody on par with his level on film, because I mean, that was one of the things with, and we had discussed it earlier off camera, that I liked about Quest for Peace, which was apparently everybody's, and I'm sorry, and much love and respect to Richard Pryor and everything he did, but that Superman was garbage, okay? Because it was supposed to be, I want to say either Metallo or Brainiac, and they didn't even do that, right?
Yeah, he fought some weird computer. that trapped him.
Whatever,
in a
because
beach
Richard
ball or
Pryor
something.
inspired the movie. Was it Office Space or something, where he was just nicking half pennies off of the entire payroll? But I prefer Superman on film to fight characters that are on his power level. It doesn't make sense for him to, outside of quick throwaway scenes where he, stops a robber or, street level crime, he needs to fight people that are a challenge to him.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Which is why I enjoyed the Snyder versus BVS, because Batman prepared and had to get a suit built and find kryptonite and carve it, all this stuff to be on par threat level for Superman, which still didn't make a lot of sense with the fact that it was only between Man of Steel and BVS timeline-wise. I think it was only like 2 years.
It wasn't long.
Yeah, it wasn't a very long time. So that right there was, I think, a continuity error with, or at least a time spend error with the Snyderverse.
You're a little off camera. Would you mind moving?
Oh, am I? Oh, shit on me.
Come on in.
There you go.
So the fact that he is fighting a Bizarro in this new movie does make it a little bit more appealing, at least the idea behind it. So
And from that lens, man, I'll say this time around, you'd really appreciate Lex Luthor.
yeah, who's playing Lex Luthor again?
Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is it has a lot of fun. I think he's awesome. He's a younger Lex Luthor, but he's still within himself. Do you understand?
Okay.
You know what his motivations are. He says it throughout the whole movie. I want to get rid of Superman. He's a threat. He's an alien. No one should have this much power. He's Lex Luthor, and he does not hide that. Nicholas Hoult does a phenomenal job.
All right, so
Lex Luthor.
level of Nicholas Hoult, Gene Hackman, Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, man, no, this is
Jesse-
not a Jesse Eisenberg.
He's on the-
Not even a little bit. He's just below Gene Hackman.
Okay.
A very close second. And maybe you didn't like the script that was given or was written for Lex Luthor, but Nicholas Hoult did his best with what he had. And even then, it was like, oh, he was captivating, he was cunning, and even though he's the bad guy,
Could you tell he was a genius in this? Because I didn't get those vibes from I didn't get those vibes from Eisenberg so much. His Lex Luthor, it was.
His Lex Luthor was very whiny.
He leaned more into the daddy issues and maniacal more than he did so smart that everything is wrong because it's stupid type of thing.
Right.
And Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor was more about I am already the richest and most powerful. I cannot have a being that is physically more powerful than me. That was the vibe that I got from Gene's portrayal of Lex Luthor is money buys power. I have the most of it, so I should be the most powerful. And then there's the Boy Scout flying around being almighty, and I can see that being so. Did you get evil genius from this new Lex? Was it?
He comes on screen and he's an evil genius.
Yeah.
Which is why when you brought up Batman versus Superman, that's the first thing that came to mind. So we're talking about the Hammer of Bravia, and that being the Lex Luthor plot. So basically, he's created a Superman clone, and he's using it like he's playing Street Fighter. He's looked at Superman's film, he's looked at his tape, and he said, okay, if he does this, I see that his left side's. He's essentially created commands in advance for how to defeat Superman.
Okay.
So Superman will do something. He'll yell out A1, and his guys around him will make the Superman clone do it.
Okay.
Yeah. It
So-
was really good.
So yeah, man, he's an evil genius. And not only that, he wields not magic, forgive me. He wields his science as though it works like magic.
Okay.
He's like an evil sorcerer, but it's technology. So I was talking to you a little bit about how he's got the pocket dimension.
Yeah.
The guy's got a pocket dimension, but also it's like a personal prison for people that he doesn't like. So an ex-girlfriend wrote a bad blog about him on Instagram, threw her in there.
Yeah.
So Lex Luthor created a phantom zone for people he just didn't like?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Here's a little Easter egg. There's a creature that's kind of maneuvering this pod that's transporting, because there's a scene where Superman turns himself in and Lex Luthor kind of apprehends him. This is where you see the troll monkeys. They're real. They're absolutely real, and they're in that pocket dimension. I used to be one of those monkeys on the internet, bad mouthing Superman.
You're
admit,
a troll monkey now.
I admit you say that out of frustration,
Yeah,
but that is absolutely like a nod at anti-Superman fans out there, and
I don't think it's a nod at anti-Superman fans. I think it's a nod at James Gunn haters. Like, look, I'm gonna be real with you.
Right, but that's absolutely in there. But to the point, the thing maneuvering, there's a creature maneuvering this pod that's transporting Superman to where is his cell or where he needs to be.
Mm.
I think that's a White Martian from Grant Morrison's Justice League.
Okay.
And White Martians were supremely powerful beings that basically destroyed Martian Manhunter's world.
Mars.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, where the Martians come from is Mars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting. It's an interesting little like Easter egg there. The things that to kind of get away from that, the things that I didn't really like. I didn't like Hawkgirl and I didn't like the Engineer. Why? With the
what
Engineer was cool.
Well, what I see in the trailer, Hawkgirl, she looks great. Like the outfit looks good.
She kept screeching throughout the entire movie because you.
That's kind of a Hawks thing, dude.
Yeah, but they don't. That's not. Whenever we would watch the Justice League cartoon, there would be a battle cry that came from Hawkgirl. She just screeches, and it sounds like Dumb and Dumber's "Hey, you want to hear the most annoying noise in the world?"
It does not. T, I need to confirm it.
She did it twice, and both times they were terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, was that actually her voice, or did they do any audio effect to it?
They had to ADR that, man. Yeah. She's not screeching like that.
Oh, God. Okay. So...
That being
so they could have took a note from, like, the way they did Black Canary and Birds of Prey back in the early 2000s type of way with...
But, you know, every now and then, man, you try something and it doesn't work. I don't think that we'll ever hear that Hawk scream that way ever again.
I hope.
I bet you it'll be in the next one.
right.
I bet you it'll be in the sequels or her own standalone film.
That's all she'll be doing.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it was like that, this right here is James Gunn's Jar Jar Binks. He's going to put it in there just to piss you off and irritate you.
You got a point.
Like, it could go one of two ways. Either we'll never hear it again because he will see, hear, and adjust, or he's going to be like, yeah, fuck what they think, and he's going to put it in there anyway, just to troll.
Another cool Easter egg is Christopher Reeve's son, who looks just like Superman.
He does in real life.
Yeah, and he's actually a spinal surgeon in real life because of his father. Yeah. He's actually the news anchor that you see on the field. Yeah, he plays a news anchor in the movie. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, very, very cool.
All right. Nod to that Easter egg. That's a nice touch. Okay.
There's a lot of good stuff in there. But
Jimmy Olsen is a PIMP times 4 exclamation points pimp.
Really?
He's sitting the way you are, and there's just gravity of eyeballs just looking towards him. Eve, Lex Luthor's girlfriend, loves Jimmy Olsen. Absolutely head over heels.
Okay, so they gave Jimmy Olsen. They gave Jimmy Olsen some charisma then, because he's a little goofy putz in the comics. Like Superman's friend Jimmy Olsen, like is Archie. All right,
basically
is Archie from the Archie comics. Just a nerdy, goofy little dude. You know, like should not be. No.
So the funny thing about that is that's a canonically accurate joke. Jimmy Olsen has girlfriends that he has no business with.
Right.
So that's bringing the joke and making it a joke in the movie. But this is canon. Supergirl is his girlfriend.
Well, yeah, that I like. I know in the canon because like he's swinging way above his league. So why wouldn't they do that in the live action? So they made.
And he's a regular looking dude.
Who's playing Jimmy? Because I haven't looked at the cast. Like I've stayed away from any of this stuff. So who's playing Jimmy Olsen?
I haven't looked.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the guy's name.
So well, I mean, let's not act like we don't have the internets in front of us. So let's find IMDb here because I want to make sure that we're crediting proper acting and such as it goes.
But yeah, while you guys are looking it up, I wanted to give a lot of credit to David Cornsweet because he's stepping into a role with people being antagonistic to him from the get-go because he's not Henry Cavill. He comes.
Skylar Gisondo. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Say it one more time.
Skylar Gisondo or Skylar Gisondo?
He was doing good in this role as Jimmy Olsen.
Phenomenal.
Good for him too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, for you to be the guy after, so Henry Cavill is Superman, and he's a polarizing figure because of the stories that they put him in. So you either love Henry Cavill or you didn't care for him. But the Snyder stuff has a fan base, and they want to see you fail. So they just do.
I don't want to see him.
Not
fail.
you.
I just,
You're David. You don't stand for the fan base.
I like my darker DC on film universe. I don't want the light fluffy Guardians of the Galaxy garbage.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't too much Guardians of the Galaxy because I'm gonna agree with what you're saying. David Corenswet as Superman is phenomenal. He's got a presence. He's got charisma. You can tell that he put a lot of care into this role. His Clark Kent we don't see very much of. But what I liked about this Superman is that it was a story about Kal-El. Even though it was 3 years into him being Superman, it's like, all right, when he got here, the Kents named him Clark. When he got here and established himself and the metahumans came out, he was Superman. He was the most powerful being on this planet. Throughout the movie, they don't call him Kal-El ever.
Yeah.
But this was very much a Kal-El story. And that's probably one of the only or closest things that you get to an all-star Superman.
Yeah.
Because all-star Superman was, when you strip away Superman and you strip away Clark Kent, what do you have left? You have Kal-El.
Yeah. Well, he's not even, on his IMDb on the cast right here, with characters playing, Corenswet is only labeled as Superman. He's not even labeled as Clark Kent / Kal-El like they did with Henry Cavill in Man of Steel. So this is him being Superman.
Absolutely. 100%.
So
in that vein, man, I feel like you have to clarify because a bunch of people are going to hear you say he was Kal-El, and that's not going to click.
Right. So
Kal-El is his Kryptonian name.
Yeah,
For
Kal-El's-
those of you that don't know and just are a fan of movies instead of comics.
But there's like a psychology to Superman. Like, how do you break down his disguises versus who he is?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So, also going off of that, Mr. Terrific in the film is phenomenal.
he just asked you a whole ass question that you
Oh my
just
goodness.
fucking.
What happened? I'm sorry.
that you just breathed
So-
over. All right. What is Clark Kent, Kal-El, Superman's disguise? Like, how are those personalities? So
all right.
Superman is Superman.
Superman. You don't see much of Clark Kent and the Daily Bugle. He's just kind of there
You won't
for a
see
little
the
bit.
Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle is Spider-Man's thing.
I'm sorry. Daily Planet. Goodness, God.
I got you, man.
I don't know what's going on.
It's
there.
all right.
Okay,
it's all right.
so,
so Superman, Kal-El, and Clark Kent are 3 of the same person, but are all 3 different characters. Okay.
Mhm.
So in traditional sense of how a superhero is, they have who they are, which is their everyday average, like this is the person that they are, and then they have their superhero alter ego. Okay, Superman is the superhero alter ego. Okay, but a character as powerful as Superman needs more than one alter ego. He needs to be able to operate, especially being an alien,
Yes.
as a normal everyday person. So he has another alter ego that is Clark Kent. Clark Kent is how he views the human race
Yes.
and what he views the human race are and would accept. And for, the majority of it, just ignore and just brush aside as a regular guy. He's kind of goofy. He stumbles a little bit. He stutters a bit. He's just... He's a throwaway, forgettable person in your mind. You're not going to focus too much on the guy with glasses. There's no way that guy with glasses over there that's fumbling with his keys is Superman. Kal-El is who he is. That
Yes.
is his that's him. So Kal-El is Bruce Wayne for him. Whereas Kal-El is name anybody else's main character is Oliver. Oliver Queen. It is Barry Allen. It is
Bruce
Peter
Wayne.
Parker. It is Bruce Wayne. It is Tony Stark. That is who Kal-El is.
Yes.
He just happens to have 2 other alter egos.
Yes. 2 identities. Three identities.
I believe that was the question.
That's
he
what I was
posed
trying to get to.
before he decided to take his brain to the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
But I got you, man.
All right. So moving on to Terrific then.
Mr. Terrific is basically a stand-in for Batman. because he is very.
You think he's a stand-in for him?
Oh, for sure. That's just my opinion.
Okay,
That's
all
how
right,
I took
all right.
it.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear the argument. So, why do you think he's a stand-in for Batman?
The way he presents his technology, for number one. The way he very much tells you, I don't really care about people's emotions, to Lois Lane. That's another thing, is that Rachel Brosnahan does a phenomenal job as Lois Lane.
Okay.
Rachel Brosnahan and David Cornsweth have phenomenal chemistry.
Mhm.
And how you were talking about how Clark Kent is the lens for how he sees the human race.
Yeah.
Lois Lane in this movie is basically our lens to Superman.
Yeah.
And
She's the only one that's ever been able to really get an interview with
It's
him.
done-
They did that in the Christopher Reeve
it's
flicks.
done very well.
Okay.
I would argue that she's a better Lois Lane than the original Lois Lane.
Really?
Actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Because she anchors Superman. She understands Clark. She understands what Clark
Are they
Kent
dating in
is.
this by this point?
3 months.
So they just started dating. So she knows pretty much.
Absolutely.
So as soon as the movie opens up, like, she knows that he's Superman already. So
Absolutely.
they've already established this.
They're in the joke.
Okay.
She's in the joke with Superman.
Okay.
To kind of go back to your question that I kind of glossed over, there's a lot. There isn't too much of what was it, All-Star Superman?
What you asking me?
The All-Star Superman.
So in All-Star Superman, the conceit is that Superman's about to die. So
Right.
he finally tells Lois Lane a secret that he is Superman.
Yeah.
And all the shit's gone. It's just, this is me. This is me for the first time.
Yeah.
They were saying that James Gunn very heavily predicated a lot of the themes in this film from All-Star Superman. You don't see those themes. A lot of it.
It's kind of like a spiritual sequel to All-Star Superman type of thing?
It's an aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like the Frank Quietly stuff.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's basically all that is.
That's not too bad, I suppose. All right. So why don't you think that Mr. Terrific is a stand-in for Batman?
He's not a stand-in for Batman because Batman is a physical character. So Batman's a martial artist that uses gadgets as a peripheral. Mr. Terrific is gadgets and his brain. And that's the thing that he's going to lead with every time. And not only of course, he's, personality-wise, I'd argue that he's also not Batman because he's not angry. He's matter of fact. He doesn't deal with emotions because that's not logical. And in like a Mr. Spock type of way.
That's fair to say.
I was going to say, yeah, because...
I would argue that Mr. Terrific and Batman kind of correlate, and they kind of have similarities in the sense that Mr. Terrific is intelligent, and Batman is intelligent, and there was that scene where he went to the camp where the portal was, and he fought the Raptor army. He did it with his body, and he did it with his gadgets, and he was doing it while protecting Lois Lane, because he brought her with him. There's this funny scene where he's like, "Come on, we could take my ride," and he's just very brooding, and Batman's very brooding in general. And I just got the sense like if they couldn't get Batman in this movie, then Mr. Terrific was definitely that
So you
stand-in,
think-
that
you think
personality for Mr. Terrific.
You think by way of having a brooding character that was more matter-of-factly and direct, that's a stand-in for Batman?
To a
It's
degree.
kind of where you're giving. Okay.
To a degree.
I mean, see, and that's the thing is,
And he's the one who goes back and forth with Superman the most,
Yeah.
next to Guy Gardner, Green Lantern.
Yeah, see, and I think that, I mean, just by way of the comics and listening to the two of you guys' discussion, Mr. Terrific was that way anyways. Like, he's a tech head. All right, he doesn't normally interact with people, so it's less it's less I care about people's emotions and more of I don't know how to process them because they are illogical. It is very very Spock.
There you go.
So
that's fair.
I would say that Terrific in the comics, at least just in general, Mr. Terrific is less brooding and more of I'm waiting for something to happen or somebody to say something that I can actually process and do logical things for, and I'm bored until then.
Right.
It is more just how Terrific was. So, and from the description and the way you guys have described it, I feel like that might be how they were trying to portray him in the movie. And it sounds like they did a pretty decent job if that's the case.
It's the best we've ever seen Mr. Terrific. And fair play to you, Danny, because there's a line where he does say, "I'm the goddamn Mr. Terrific."
Okay, see, so that's Absolutely.
That's something Batman.
That's James Gunn ripping
Yeah.
it off, is what it is.
Mm.
That is James Gunn needing a line and wishing it was Batman. Okay, that's all that is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that right now, and I hope he hears me say that.
There was this funny scene where he goes, "Let me take we can take my ride,"
Mhm.
and he opens the garage to his awesome spaceship, the Terrific Ship or whatever they call it, the Terrific Pod, and this slow garage door is just
So it's just a scene.
opening,
Yeah.
right? And it's just like, but a part of being funny and charismatic, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner does an awesome job.
Really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because that was probably one of the biggest things I was on the fence with.
No, you did go.
Because he's a fantastic actor.
Yes.
Nathan Fillion is phenomenal in everything he does, and he's terribly underrated.
Not anymore.
You see, and that was always like I think that he was just. I think there's a lot of roles that he either didn't get or was glossed over that he would have been perfect for, that he did, do reads for, because his name wasn't as big as it should rightly be.
Like Nate Drake and Drake's Uncharted.
I mean,
He really wanted that role.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like Uncharted would have done a lot better than it. You guys are trying to bang on, the popularity of Holland and Marky Mark. It's.
There's actually a deleted scene in Guardians 2, Guardians 3, he's in Guardians 3, but where Guardians 2, where the deleted scene, he was actually supposed to be flying a ship, Nathan Fillion, as Wonder Man.
Mhm.
He was originally supposed to be Wonder Man, and we're going to get somebody else's Wonder Man, but I think he just followed James Gunn to the DC universe, and it's just like, I'm going to make you Green Lantern the way you should have been. Because in the animated DC movies, Nathan Fillion's voiced, not Guy Gardner,
Rainer?
Hal Jordan.
Or Hal, yeah, Hal.
Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. He voices him numerous times in those DC animated works. So it's about time that he actually got, it's about time he got.
How's
a
the suit
significant role.
look? Do they show the Green Lantern suit? Because the trailer just shows him in the white Institute suit.
We don't see it yet.
We didn't
No.
get a Green Lantern suit.
They teased this
I
stuff.
want to see, like, did y'all fuck up and Ryan Reynolds animate the shit? Like, I want to see.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was
bad.
absolutely horrible. But I want to see how they do it.
Yeah.
I got to see the bomber jacket, the Green Lantern bomber jacket or vest or whatever the hell it was in the comics.
We're gonna get there, man. They got the Lantern show on the way. We're gonna get there. I think that's where they're going to showcase the real Green Lantern suit.
Yeah.
But this is just a tease because they're not even the Justice League. That name doesn't exist.
Justice League, man. I think this is going to be the Legion. I really do.
The Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I think this is going to be Legion more than Justice League, or maybe Justice Society.
You see
The
the
JS.
Hall of Justice.
Oh yeah, so in the Hall of Justice, there's the Hall of Justice in the movie, by the way.
Okay.
In the Hall of Justice, there's a scene where Lois Lane is trying to convince, they're calling themselves the Justice Gang. It's a terrible name that nobody
horrible.
likes but
Yeah.
Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
So they're in there. As Lois Lane's walking away, they do a wide shot. If you look up in the left-hand corner, you see there's a painting, a mural of the Justice Society.
Yeah.
So I got to rule that out.
It's a JSA
I
then. Yeah.
didn't see that. I was looking real hard for stuff, and I didn't see that.
Hawk Girl eyes.
Hot girl eyes.
Well, to piggyback off of that, another subtle nod is when Superman turns himself in and he's getting put into the pavement by Frank Grillo, who also, Frank Grillo does a great job with what little he has.
Mhm.
He very much commands the scenes. But Rick Flag Sr. is only in there for a little bit, but it's good that Frank Grillo's another guy getting his due. When Superman gets arrested, he's getting arrested on Wade Street. There's a street sign called Wade Street. I think that's a shout out to Mark Wade, the comic book writer,
Mhm.
the very famous comic book writer, because he's doing a whole lot of this All In initiative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be, yeah.
He also wrote I met him actually, by the way. He's a really nice guy. And then I thanked him for Kingdom Come, and he got really sad. Metamorpho is also in this, but they call him Element Man. I liked him a lot. I did like him, but my only nitpick is that his voice was too soft. His voice was very, you know what I mean? His voice was too, his voice was too soft and whiny. But there was a scene where he actually he splashes the Raptors with, the Raptors are the Lex Luthor army. They're like his soldiers. He splashes them with acid, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna splash you with acid. And he says it with like a question mark, exclamation point style. It's very strange. But what he does in the movies, really, really cool.
Okay.
Bradley Cooper is Jor-El. You only see them as
Holograms.
yeah. Thank you. You only see them as holograms.
That's kind of yeah, that's a role I didn't specifically see Bradley Cooper in.
Now, I will say, though, they did an adjustment to the mythos.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
It is, but it's not what you think. All right, so after Superman's getting beat up in the beginning, he's got to go to the fortress to get healed up a little bit.
Yeah, of course they got to hit him. They got to hit him with 500 magnetized sun. Or
I thought that was cool.
His robot, it was cool though.
it was a cool scene.
His robot doctors put them back together, but as they're doing so, they say, put on the footage of his parents. It soothes him. And then they put on Bradley Cooper and a lady, I'm sorry, I do not know who that was. But she's Lara.
Kara, so Millie Alcock.
Oh, that's Supergirl.
That's Supergirl.
Lara, not Kara.
Laura. Okay, that's at the top then.
They probably have them in alphabetical order. IMDb.
So Angela Serafian. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that like shit.
That's okay.
So Angela.
So they don't translate the Kryptonian. You just hear it as a foreign language.
Okay.
So as they go
Subtitles and shit.
Not even.
Really?
We'll
the
get there.
the robots translate it for him.
Oh, okay.
But the message got damaged in his descent here to Earth from Krypton.
Okay.
So it cuts off at basically, we love you, and make sure that you keep the best of Krypton as you go on your journey here on planet Earth. And then that's when the shit kicks off. But, and this is why Lex Luthor is a super genius in this thing, man. The reason that Superman got punched to the Arctic is because they kind of pinpointed where the Fortress of Solitude was, but they couldn't find it. So he got the uppercut from the Hammer of Bravia to land him there so that he would go to the fortress so that they could find it. So they charted they charted his path of where the fuck he was going. The engineer pops up and tracks down the Fortress of Solitude by where Superman flies away from. So they break into the Fortress of Solitude. They kill all his robots. Then they get to his computer. They want a weapon to go kill Superman, but they find something better. They find that message from his family. But with what the engineer is, a thing that can, a technopath basically, she recovers the rest of the message that was lost.
Okay.
There was more. The Kryptonians were sending him here to take wives and take over the Earth.
So that's a holdover from John Byrne's Man of Steel, because when Krypton is getting destroyed, John Byrne is a very famous comic book writer, and when he got his hands on Superman, he called his story Man of Steel, and he basically just hit the reset button on Superman. And one of the things was what Tommy was saying. When they sent him here to Earth, the worry of the mother was, is he going to take over the planet? And they're like, he may.
Yeah.
He may. You know what I mean? Kind of like in Dragon Ball, where Saiyans are literally, harbingers of planets.
They still can't beat a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
Just like.
Shut up. Shut up. I can still like both.
You can absolutely like both. You just need to be, realistic with your expectations.
Okay.
We'll come to blows over that later.
Talk about comic books. There aren't any unrealistic expectations. There aren't any realistic expectations.
Anime is no different.
Well.
All right, so and I think that's one of the things that makes Superman such a compelling character is he could absolutely take over the Earth, and there wouldn't be a fucking thing that anybody could do to stop him. It's the fact that he chooses not to, and we'll chalk that up to Kansas life, being raised by a farm family. That is definitely a nurture over nature type of situation because he said it in the comics, in the animations, the cartoons. Superman has said it, and that's one of the things that I liked a lot with the New 52 Superman when he was fighting Darkseid over Supergirl. When he hauled off and decked Darkseid, he's like, do you know how nice it is to actually be able to let loose and actually put some energy into it?
Yeah.
And he just went in on this tirade of how hard it is to worry, like how worried he is if he sneezes, he's going to take out a city block. And to be able to actually cut loose and beat something the way that he needs to beat it is fantastic. Like, That Superman with a bit of attitude, a little bit of enjoyment for beating the bad guys up. That's the Superman that I like seeing.
You get a little bit. You get a little bit of that in this.
Yeah,
he does.
You know,
He does clock some bad guys, but
you don't go out and hit things for a living unless you enjoy it a little bit.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
He knocks some teeth out,
Yeah.
and you visibly see that. But that's what the kaiju battle was for.
Now,
Because the Justice Gang was trying to kill this thing. Superman was trying to save it, or maybe passively.
what was that kaiju thing? Did they disclose what it was?
It was just a distraction from Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I think Lex Luthor made it in the lab.
Okay, so it wasn't some new or unnamed character or anything like
No.
that.
It's just a big monster.
Okay.
And while he's fighting the big monster, he's not really fighting the big monster. He's saving the animals. He's saving a dog. He saves a squirrel. He saves a little girl, the way you see it in the trailer. And when they're as the Justice Gang is beating up this kaiju, knocking it around, he's got to like hold it up so it doesn't crush people, and hold up its foot, hold up its back. After Mr. Terrific inserts some bombs in its stomach and makes it implode and it dies, Superman flies around and just holds it, and he's like, "Come on, guys, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?" That could also, you could argue that is a superpower for Superman, is compassion. Because he values life.
Yeah.
He values the Earthlings. He values the animals that inhabit this planet. But then, that's when that message kicks off.
And it's they didn't make it up. Lex Luthor, the engineer, they didn't do, that's the message.
Yeah.
That's from Lara and Jor-El.
Take wives and take over the world.
And take over the world. But it's to what you said, man. It's nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
He took that message as, I should be a good man and save everyone.
Yeah.
And like Pa Kent says in the movie, that says more about who you are than what they said you should do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Well, I mean, I suppose I get the sentiment behind it, because I mean, he is. They sent him off knowing that he was going to be the last one. Like,
Absolutely.
you need to make your people live again, type of thing. So if you go without having offspring, it's over with.
Speaking of last one, Crypto in this movie is awesome. He reminds me of a dog Grayson that I used to own, and it touched my heart because he acts just like that dog that doesn't listen but is filled with so much love and compassion.
Yeah.
And that watching Crypto on screen was probably my favorite part of the movie.
All right, hold on a second. Did they kill Crypto?
No.
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 Okay.
No, not even a little bit.
I was just saying, because like I said, that's all we need for John Wick 5 is it to just be Superman.
Well,
Well, give it some time.
Don't mess with the man's dog.
no. Well, he gets to the Fortress of Solitude, and Crypto's missing. And he gets to Lex Luthor's office, and there's a news anchor kind of having a meeting with Lex Luthor, and he jumps out of his seat because Superman just comes in through the door. Where's the dog?
Yeah.
Where's the dog? Where's my dog? And Lex Luthor's like, don't know what you're talking about, dude. Sorry. But when he gets to the pocket dimension, he has Crypto kind of in a trance. He's got some things connected to his brain, and he's chasing flying squirrels. Yeah.
How do you keep a super dog busy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
you
chasing
give him
flying
little furry
squirrels.
things to chase around.
So, but also, the flying effects in this movie were awesome.
Yeah, so they look better. They look better than Flash's running in Flashpoint.
Much better.
You fly with Superman whenever he flies, because when he receives the message and the Justice Gang is kind of like, is this true? Is this not? What's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
He wonders how they found out. So he goes back to the Fortress of Solitude, and when he's flying back and forth, the snow is hitting his face.
This is very reminiscent of how they filmed Christopher Reeves flying.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're in his face looking type of thing.
It looks really, really good.
But the difference is the speed. You see through how Danny is describing how he's getting from place to place really fast.
Yeah. So you see the impact in the wind moving around, which was something they really couldn't do in Christopher Reeves' days. So.
But they still did a good job in that Christopher Reeves.
Well, I don't want to discount that. They were limited by their capabilities at the time.
Oh, sure.
That's all that was. But, so this looks more... Now, as an effects guy, that was more of a practical effect. They stuck him on a rig and they just stuck him in a wind tunnel and shot snow and rocks and ice at him and wind and rain.
I think some of the close-up stuff is that. Yeah. They go to places that they think are beautiful. They take pictures or they take videos. Then they line up the angle. They put Corn Sweat in front of the same kind of camera, and then they film him pretending to fly.
Yeah.
It's that, or sometimes, and they're getting better about this. It's a complete digital reproduction of the person. So in some stuff, it's David Corn Sweat, where you're getting close-ups of the face for sure it's him.
Yeah.
But there's other stuff where no, that it looks really good, but that's a dummy on the computer.
Okay.
So there's different ways to do it now.
Yeah.
Maxwell Lord is in this movie for like 10 seconds.
It's James Gunn's brother. James
Yeah.
Gunn's brother is. I liked him in Guardians of the Galaxy. I liked his character. I enjoyed his character, but I feel like he wouldn't have worked if it wasn't for James. like I'm sorry.
He's in it for 10 seconds.
He's Maxwell Lord.
Yeah,
why is
he's
he
coming
why?
back.
Why is he
Which
Maxwell
confirms
Lord?
my suspicions, because remember in the first episode last time, thank you guys for joining us, and continuing to stay with us. I had predicted, I think Maxwell Lord's kind of in the background, just trying to figure some stuff out, but that's exactly what happened. That kind of confirmed my suspicions.
Yeah.
But also, LexCorp is not called LexCorp, it's called Luthor Corps, and that's kind of a holdover from the Smallville show.
No, it's not a holdover from the Smallville show. It is a holdover from actual lore. It's always been Luthor Corps until Lex took it over completely and rebranded it. It's always Luthor Corps.
James
It's always
Gunn
a
was
family.
a fan of the Smallville show.
Yeah,
He was
I'm
in
not
interviews,
denying
so
that,
that's
but
why
yeah, no,
they threw it in there.
Luthor Corps and LexCorp, it didn't become LexCorp until Lex decided I'm no longer gonna be my father's shadow. I want to say that's in the comics. That's true to the books for what they give it.
There's a little bit of that Lex Luthor in the movie Nicholas Hoult kind of gives off, is that he's trying to prove something to someone.
Yeah.
So you could be
It's
touching on something there.
to himself and to the memory he has of his father. So is his father alive in this?
Gone.
Okay, so yeah, his dad's in his head, and that's what that is. He's trying to live up to his dad and prove his dad wrong.
Yeah.
And I will say, Smallville, even the Snyderverse, the only Lex Luthor I've seen like live action that did not have that on their shoulders was Gene Hackman. Gene was already Lex and was as good as he was going to be. Everybody else that is portrayed a live action Lex Luthor, they showed that real well. I mean, with Eisenberg, it was definitely in the mental quirks he had and his social anxiety and whatever part of the spectrum that they decided to put him on.
The weakest representation of Lex Luthor on the silver screen.
I mean, if that's what you want to call it, sure. It is definitely a different take, outright putting him and having him admit he's on like an autism spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
All right, which is the way they did it, and I thought that
I
was
didn't mean it like that. I'm just
but
saying.
it is a clever way to kind of ground the genius level intellect, the unexcusable and there was no way to deny genius level intellect, is to give it part of it on one of the extreme sides of the spectrum. But even in Smallville, Lex had to deal with, his father was alive, so he had to deal with that and being in his shadow and proving himself to him and impressing him. So pretty much live action wise, outside of the Gene Hackman portrayal of Lex Luthor, every other Lex Luthor has always had to live up to and try and meet and exceed the expectations of a father figure, on screen or off screen. It was still there.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a clever way to do it.
Speaking of father figures, the Kents were in this film,
Okay.
and they served as a moral compass, but a quick moral compass for Superman.
Yeah.
They have that conversation.
Yeah, I
Kinda
believe
talk about it a little bit.
Paul Kent is he was in the Keanu Reeves Constantine.
Yes,
It's
he
the only-
was.
It's the only thing I remember him from.
Yeah, he was the priest.
He's
that-
been in a bunch of stuff, but
Yeah.
I remember him. Yeah.
He was the priest that drank himself to death
Yep.
and sent a message in his hand through John Constantine.
Yep.
But they're just kind of people from the sticks, and they're unfortunately just there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That at the end, there's this touching moment where they become the hologram that soothes Clark,
Okay.
who soothes Superman. That's how the movie ends.
Okay.
Was him understanding where he belongs, where he comes from. So,
Okay.
overall, this movie was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So worth a see then. Go get a ticket and go spend the time and the money and watch it and enjoy yourself and enjoy it. All right, so last bit that is a major spoiler. Is there a mid-credits and/or after-credits scene?
Not unless you want to see Superman cuddle up on Krypto or Superman argue with Mr. Terrific on how a building looks after events in the movie take place. So I won't ruin it for you guys, even though we were spoiler talking.
So nothing significant or that's worth a
Nothing
damn.
significant.
Your end credit scene is the end of the movie where they show a young Millie Alcock as Supergirl.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, that's right. She's a wild party girl. She is insane. Not in a bad way.
Do you
but
know that she's that she's Kara through the film?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's not there.
She's not in the film at all.
So
at the end.
so Clark is holding Krypto for her. It's her dog.
But yeah, we know. Well, no, Streaky was hers.
She's got the cat. But for this,
She has Streaky.
yeah. Oh, I didn't see Streaky. But for this fiction, the James Gunn verse, Krypto's her dog.
Okay. So Krypto came with her then.
So while she was doing her thing, which we're going to see in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
Clark was watching the dog for her. And at the end of the movie, she comes back and gets the dog.
Okay. Do they show her in the suit?
A little bit.
Yeah.
She's got on a jacket, but you see it.
Oh no! So they don't show her in the outfit. She's not in the Supergirl.
No, she's in the Supergirl suit.
Yeah.
But she's got like a long gambit jacket on over
She's got
the
a
top
trench
of it.
coat on. Okay.
And she was off partying. She likes to party on planets that have red suns because a yellow sun or a blue sun won't allow them to get drunk.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
she flies out to other planets
to party.
in different different galaxies to party.
And that's another difference between this portrayal of the DCU and even the MCU, man. This world feels lived in.
Yeah.
There's stuff
Yes.
going on without us being around.
Okay.
The fact that Kara can just go to another galaxy and there's aliens there already expands the possibilities for the kind of stories they can tell in this DC universe.
It's expansive.
Well, I mean, it definitely opens up the ability for them to do Martian Manhunter stuff.
Yes.
Definitely gives them the ability to do more on the Green Lantern Corps. I would like to see that. So we've got was it Unlawful Marksman?
He's gonna get blocked. I don't feel like that's a real person.
Scribo.net. Remove the space. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Well, thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for the comment. Interesting.
Hey, look, I'll take the algorithm pleaser right now while we're low level and nobody.
No, go ahead, man.
Love Twitch. So it does give them the ability to use their universe a little bit more, and I think that's definitely what we need. That's one thing that the Marvel Universe started to get right towards the tail end of it, was they started to broaden out with Guardians of the Galaxy and even Thor with bouncing around the other planets. They are going to be doing a revisit, like a comic book, on the comic book wise, speaking of Marvel and other planets. They are going to release, it's in the works or something, but I guess Planet Hulk 2 or Return to Planet Hulk,
Okay.
comic book wise.
They need.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a one shot though.
In comics?
I want to say I heard of it. Yeah, my buddy told me about it today. So
That planet
interested.
was destroyed, which is interesting that you say that. That planet
might
was
be.
destroyed. So that's where the Scar story picks up. Just to get off topic for Superman for a little bit. I think we're done talking about Superman, aren't we?
Yeah, good.
So it's a good movie. Go watch it.
Pretty rep, yeah.
But Hulk has a son named Scar.
Yeah,
who
we're aware.
looks like
They introduced us to him in She-Hulk.
no.
Yes,
no,
they did. Absolutely.
No,
It was beautiful.
No, it was
Absolutely
not beautiful.
fantastic.
Because
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
version of Scar looks like he should be serving me Starbucks somewhere.
I mean, he probably was going to end up getting a job on Earth at Starbucks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then She-Hulk went and hooked up with Daredevil again.
That's whatever. No. Okay, Scar is actually a giant Conan the Barbarian looking character who grew to the size of the Hulk in like 5 seconds because when his wife was killed, she basically embedded her energy in the womb into the planet, and he was born through the planet.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. And he has a superpower. He's got I forgot what his superpower is actually called. The All-Power? The All-Power. He can control tectonic plates on a planet.
Okay.
But his 2 feet need to be touching the planet.
Wasn't there who was the Greek that needed to be on, like, actually in contact with the Earth?
I want to say it was Hercules, but that doesn't seem right.
No. It
Was
wasn't
it? Oh,
Samson. Samson was the one with
no,
the
no,
hair.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
His brother.
Samson, yeah, you're
Hercules' his brother. It starts with a P, right?
Pericles? No.
No, it's gone. It's another one of those demigod heroes, though.
Yeah, but
it's
like
just gone.
they could not be moved or altered if they were in contact with Gaia.
right. So Galactus comes and devours that planet,
Yeah.
Sakaar. Thank you. And he's basically like, all right, there's nothing here. The Planet Hulk story already happened. You're just here. I'm going to destroy this planet. And Scar, not knowing that his 2 feet need to be touching the floor, thinks that he's all powerful.
Mhm.
So he jumps at Galactus, and he turns into an all powerful being, and he basically is like a little green fly flying at Galactus, and Galactus is like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and destroys the planet. So if they're going to be doing a Planet Hulk 2,
Let's not forget that Marvel has the one thing of millions of universes.
they've also rebooted 2 or 3 times since that
Doesn't
story.
matter. That's still the Marvel stick. It's still the Marvel stick. Is we can still do this because it's in a universe that you'll never, ever, 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 ever see again if we don't like how it turned out.
Let's get something we didn't get to last week.
Mm.
The Spawn movie.
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to look into it because I honestly, it slipped my mind completely up until today when I was speaking with somebody that was coming in here asking about Spawn. So the last thing that I looked up and heard about it was that we got Jeremy Renner that's on record to play as Twitch. We got Jamie Foxx supposed to be playing Al Simmons. Blumhouse is producing, filming, whatever. McFarlane did his script, finished it, trimmed it down to where it needed to be, and then gave it off to whoever's actually going to be doing stuff with it, and getting the movie where it needs to be, or at least the script where it needs to be. So it's at that stage. Blumhouse being attached to it tells me that it's going to be a good, true horror flick, which is what McFarlane's always said he wants. He wants it to be an R-rated horror comic book movie, and from the interviews I've seen in the past that McFarlane's talked about with the way he wants this new bit to go, is he wants it to be less centered around Spawn, at least in the first one. He wants things to be happening, probably more like a detective cop drama with Sam and Twitch, and Spawn's just kind of like that looming presence in the background in the shadows, like this ultra powerful character killed a bunch of things. They're investigating a crime. They find the ultra powerful, evil character, dismantled and hanging from different parts of this alleyway because Spawn got to him, and so they're trying to figure out how that happened, type of thing. I think it's probably going to be the way they're wanting to do. McFarlane's wanting to do it, but by way of updates, I have no idea. So that's just what I know as of probably last year. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to look into it at all.
It was supposed to release this year.
Yeah, but I don't think they started filming it.
No.
So I'm not sure if it's just still in development hell or what's going on. Because I don't think McFarlane's even talked about it lately.
Yeah, I'm completely unfamiliar, Danny. Are there some new developments that just came out?
Oh, you brought up Blumhouse, and they did the Insidious movies. If you like those movies, if you like those movies, you could very heavily imagine what Spawn could look like with just 2 detectives. Spawn being in essence in the background, and Spawn not getting a Spawn, not getting a Spawn movie. Spawn not being Spawn until Spawn 2.
Yeah.
Spawn 3.
Yeah.
Because Spawn 1 would be that world build-up, because not everybody knows about Spawn the way people know about Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, the X-Men.
I think that it would be, and truthfully, Spawn being more a hell-based character.
Yes.
And rooted in dark supernatural stuff and dealing with serial killers and all kind. I think that of the studios and production companies that could do this type of character justice, it would be Blumhouse. Maybe A24 Studios, but Blumhouse for sure.
A24 likes to do their movies realistically.
Yeah.
They love doing they love being rooted in realism.
I think the practical effects from A24 would be.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if A24 signed on to it, and if they do decide to do anything with it, I think that would be fantastic. I mean, let me while my iPad's not dead yet, let's see.
A24 did Iron Claw, which was the story of the Von Erichs, and A24 is going to do a movie about UFC legend and Pride legend Mark Kerr, It's called The Smashing Machine. It's going to star The Rock. That looks pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
So this is supposed to be called King Spawn,
Oh,
is what it is, and yeah, it's still slated for release in 2025. Blumhouse production, Jamie Foxx's Spawn, and this is just AI overview Google thing.
I think it's a good idea, though, man, because filmmaking, especially for these superhero movies, is expensive. So we do this, we get Blumhouse. We know the ceiling for their stuff's like a little bit over 100 million. I lied to you. That's high. But yeah, it's a smaller budget film.
I was gonna say McFarlane said he was only wanting 10 million originally to do it, but he wanted to direct it, and
Yeah.
nobody would do it.
But it's good though, because now you do Sam and Twitch, which means that Spawn he's there, but now he doesn't cost so much. So you do this movie, it's a success. You're banking on that so you can get the funding for the next Spawn, where it can be all out what people are looking for.
Yeah. So according to what website? So on IMDb, film based on the Image Comics character Spawn has been in development hell for a long, long time. Creator McFarlane announced it was in the works in 2007. Blumhouse Productions got involved in 2017. Jamie Foxx signed on in 2018, but there's a lot of difficulty figuring out the script. Last year, and by the way, this is an article in 2023, so in 2022, it was announced that the trio of writers, Scott Silver from The Joker, Malcolm Spellman, Captain America Brave New World, and Matthew Mixon, Yesterday Was Everything, they were working on it. And then the writer's strike happens. A new interview on comicbook.com. Now, mind you, it's not a new interview because this is a 3-year-old article at this point almost. 2-year-old article. Blumhouse founder Jason Blum said he's hoping Spawn would be released sometime in 2025. Asked if there was any hope for this new Spawn, Blum replied, "I would say you have a lot to hope for." And then we can go see the full article. So, yeah, it looks like...
that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to say anything, I would say that the last time anybody had actually talked about this movie was in 2023, outside of fans waiting for it and wanting it. If I pull up King Spawn on IMDb, it just says in development, no release dates, nothing like that. Preliminary cast has still got
Jamie Foxx has been tied to so many projects that have come
Jamie
and gone.
Foxx only.
And
So they don't even have Jeremy Renner on here anymore.
I'm going to say this. Jamie Foxx and Bruce Willis were supposed to play in a Kane and Lynch video game movie. If you guys remember the video game Kane and Lynch, they only made 2 of them. The first one was very clunky. The second one was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be in that movie. That movie just never happened.
Yeah, but whose fault is that though? Because you got to think, half the time the studios they pull the plug on this because they see that the genre isn't living up to the hype, or that niche has passed. That desire for that niche has passed. I mean, at this point, I would say that a lot of the things. I would say a lot of the bad part of the downfall of like the comic book movies and TV shows. Part of it I think is fatigue, and the other part of it is just it's been real rough and bad product that we've been getting. But how much of it is fatigue is the question, and it's just a number, or that I don't think it's something you can quantify, because that fatigue goes away as soon as it's a character that you love, and you enjoy, and you want. And then the fatigue is multiplied when it's a character that you don't care about or don't want. Why are you focusing on this character? Type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of these video game movies with these video game characters are always usually watered down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Drake's Uncharted, the Tomb Raider film. She didn't do a bad job, but she didn't get her guns until the way end of the movie.
Yeah, which was stupid.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's something that you should have walked into with, because it's something that it's quintessential for Lara Croft.
Oh yeah, she walked into the game that way.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
like,
at least the Angelina Jolie films did that.
Yeah, well, they I think were a little bit more truer to the video games.
Oh,
so the original games,
most
anyway.
definitely.
And it's. I think at this stage, with the comic book movies and such, I think that it's at a point of the studios don't know. They have these properties, and it seems like you've dumped out all this stuff over the course of. I mean, hell, when did Iron Man 1 come out?
Man, that's 2008.
Yeah, so for the last 20 years, the biggest things in Hollywood have been comic book movies. Whether they're Marvel, whether DC, they've just been comic book movies. And I think at this point, the studios are half in, like, I want to keep going with my stuff. So, we're doing the Marvel Phase 45 or whatever the hell phase they're on. And DC's still trying to figure out they're on film and get it correct. But they're still kind of in that, do we want to dump a bunch of time, energy, and money into this, or do we want to try and catch on to the next phase and then wait till this comes back around to reboot it, in 10 or 15 years? Because that's kind of where it is right now.
The MCU kind of fumbled the ball with everything.
I mean, I think that part of that's, you've taken all your biggest hitting characters and you've ran their stories. And there's not...
Or contorted them to the point where you made fans upset.
I mean, yeah, well, that's a Star Wars thing. That's Star Wars syndrome.
Oh, man.
So,
that's not even on our topic of discussion.
No, but, it's...
Next week.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But I feel like that's kind of where it's shifting to, or maybe part of the reason why they're not putting... I mean, DC could have put out Batgirl. We all knew it was going to be garbage. But they could have put it out. They could have dropped it directly onto streaming. And,
that was...
the news around that and it being canned and pulled off and done and finished, but we're not going to release it. And then, okay, we'll go ahead and drop it. Like, all the news around there created enough buzz where people would have went and subscribed to HBO Max just to watch that. They absolutely would have. Maybe not went and seen it in theaters.
No.
But would have paid $5 or $10 or whatever the introductory rate to HBO Max is for a month just to watch that film. Especially considering the fact that 90% of us went to go see Flashpoint because Michael Keaton put the damn cowl back on.
Right.
I didn't give a shit about Ezra Miller and Flash. As soon as I heard that the Flashpoint wasn't going to be the actual Flashpoint, I only went to see Keaton as Batman again.
Brendan Fraser was supposed to be...
He was Firefly. Yeah.
And I feel bad for those two brothers, the directors. They were the two brothers who directed the latest Bad Boys film. Yeah. And they were doing everything that they could to save that movie.
Like I said, I
very
think,
much believed in that project.
Like I said, it could have been an absolute dud and complete trash. But the fact that you couldn't have dropped it on HBO Max and just released it. Just there it is. You guys can have it. Those of you that have been looking forward. But James decided to release Blue Beetle.
So
I'm gonna tear into that movie until they fix some shit.
No, I'm tapped in with you, man.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to defend James Gunn, but that timeline is kind of weird because at the point in time where James Gunn and his guys take over the DC stuff, it's after The Rock. So I'll backtrack. So James Gunn gets excommunicated from Marvel, and he goes to do Suicide Squad over at DC.
Right.
Which was good, by the way.
Back then, they were courting him. They were telling him, "We want you to be the guy for our DC universe."
Yeah.
So he says, "Okay, I got to go do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then I'm coming back."
Yeah.
So in that interim, The Rock's flexing his muscles because he wants his Black Adam movie to make him as big as Superman in his movie. So his thing is, I want Henry Cavill. But the issue is, the higher-ups at Warner Brothers had already fired Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
He refused to do that cameo in Shazam, which is why you see a suit and no face.
Yeah.
So by then, they had already fired him. But The Rock flexed his muscles to get him in there because he essentially wanted to do what James Gunn's doing now. Yeah. He wanted to be the linchpin and the guy to make the DC stuff go forward.
Yeah.
So James Gunn's getting flack for firing.
I think they would have pulled it off if... I think they would have pulled it off if the Black Adam film was a success, but it was a rough watch.
It was The Rock tried to do a Game of Thrones power grab, but the movie was no good.
Yeah.
So James Gunn didn't fire Henry Cavill. He had already gotten fired. The Rock let Henry Cavill get another cameo.
Yeah.
And it could have been something, but the movie was bad.
Yeah.
So I hear you, and that Batgirl thing, maybe that was him, maybe it wasn't, but I'm with you. If Blue Beetle can come out, how bad is Batgirl?
Yeah,
if it's bad at all.
It's got to be horrible.
It's got to be something else.
Yeah, it's got to be absolute garbage. But still,
there's no reason why you couldn't have just dropped it on Max. I feel like, you know, you might have not gotten your budget back on new subscriptions, but I think that enough people would have gone there to subscribe to it. They would have made something. You know, it definitely would have. I think it would have attracted a lot more people than Black Widow did to Disney Plus Premium.
They dropped that movie at the wrong time, man.
They dropped it at the wrong time, and they specifically did it the way they did to screw Scarlett.
Yeah, they did.
I'm
She
sorry.
actually sued Disney.
I hope she won.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
It's good. Absolutely. Yeah, no. And
Actually,
if I
she
was
did.
her, I'd never put on the damn black suit again.
No.
Money, 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 money.
Yeah, absolutely. She needs to be said, because that was absolutely garbage what they did to her over that.
Speaking of Scarlett Johansson, man, did you hear the news that she's the highest grossing actor of all time? With the Avenger stuff,
boy.
Lucy, like Ghost in the Shell, that's probably trash. But with all of her filmography put together, if you add up the box offices, she's the highest grossing actress or
Really?
actor of all time.
I did not know that.
Yeah, man, I just saw it this past week.
That's wild. I mean, well deserved. She's you know, she's a great actress, multifaceted, multi-talented. I mean, by way of especially for a female action star. That's you know, I mean, hell, who was highest grossing female action star before her was what?
Angelina Jolie?
I mean,
It would have to be.
She did a bunch of stuff with like Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Tomb Raider and all that stuff. Yeah, but I mean, even before that, it was what's her name from Aliens?
Oh, Jennifer Garner?
Sigourney
Weaver.
Oh,
Sigourney
you said
Weaver.
Alien. I thought you said Alias.
Not an Alias. No. Sigourney Weaver. I mean, like those are top female action stars that are, you know, that branch out into different action films. You know, I mean, like you said, Ghost in the Shell,
Lucy,
Jurassic
Park.
She's in Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic Parks.
Yeah, I think she's the lead. I haven't seen it.
She's the main character.
Okay,
in New Jurassic
I don't know.
Park.
I've got no desire to see any of the Jurassic Parks. 'Cause if you didn't learn after the second one, you deserve to get eaten. I'm just saying, like.
No, I feel like we don't. Well, not we, man. I don't feel like people give her enough credit. She essentially built the template for what you have to be as a Marvel superhero. In Iron Man 2, man, she's doing all those stunts. She's physical.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. She's still filming Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
I
She's.
didn't know that. My goodness.
Oh yeah, man. She's still
Yeah,
filming that. thing.
She was. I want to say she was like 2 or 3 months. Like she was just.
You could
I
tell.
want to say just showing. Yeah.
She was just starting to be able, where you could
Yeah.
tell. So yeah, man, from the ground up, everybody else phoning it in. They've got their stunt double in a suit, or they're CGI'd.
Yeah.
She's on the green screen by herself, running full speed.
Yep.
And nobody ever gives her that credit. Because she could have phoned it in too. She could have coasted off looks and, well, I'm Black Widow.
Yeah.
They want me to be a sexy character, I'm a sexy character.
Yeah.
And she never did that.
No, she didn't. And I don't. The girl that plays White Widow, I don't think she does it either.
No,
I
Florence
think-
Pugh was fantastic.
I think that she busts her ass, and I hate to say it, and I'm gonna watch Thunderbolts probably this week. So I might be able to actually talk about it a little bit more next week.
It was very meh.
I mean, you know,
And it. That's.
I have heard when everybody's coming to the shops to talk about it, I have heard that it is far less mad than everything Marvel's put out since Endgame.
That's the problem.
I'm fine with that.
The bar
Because
has
I'm gonna tell you
been
what,
set
my
so
bar
high.
for Marvel is set through the damn basements. Okay, like
And-
it is way the hell down there.
And right now it deserves to be.
It
Right-
doesn't take much to impress me with Marvel at this point. It really doesn't.
Right now
So-
DC's doing it a little bit better.
That's
than
fine,
Marvel
and
right now.
they might actually, I might enjoy Thunderbolts. I like the anti-hero scene
man.
anyways.
Yeah.
So, but once again, she's gotten a rough shake because you're following in the steps of Scarlett, obviously. Okay, who, as you just established, the highest grossing actress across since forever. All right, awesome, but there's still that bar that Scarlett set for female superhero. I mean, the next one is Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And even that, she only got 3 movies as Wonder Woman. Or 4. 4 movies. You got Justice League, you got her 2 Wonder Womans, and then you got BVS.
True.
That's it.
Technically
Flash
5
cameo.
and a half, 4.5, because
The cameo she did in Flash and
No,
Shazam.
no, for Zack Snyder's Justice League, because they had to go back and film.
It's the same
some of
damn
that stuff.
movie.
Man,
okay?
come on, man.
It was not the same
It's the same movie, just one's better, so you get 1 credit. All right, shut the hell up.
The Zack Snyder film was better.
Oh, way better, way better.
The Justice League.
The Justice League, yeah, that's.
I want to know what it's like to have, love or hate the Snyderverse, to have somebody like Zack Snyder hand you his thing and say, hey, I just need you to tie up a couple of knots and we're good. Now, mind you, this is all speculation. I don't know how these conversations went, but this is how I feel it went. It's like, here's this, tie a bow on it, finish some effects, send it out the door, and we're good to go. And Whedon went, and I don't know if he was pressured. I don't know if he was trying to suck asshole at the studio. I don't know what was going through Whedon's head that said, I need, $20 million more or however many millions more to do reshoots, to bring these actors back, to tell Cavill that he needs to shave his mustache and then have Cavill tell me no, quit being a bitch, and then me CG paint on bitmap paint from a Windows 98 computer over the mustache.
That did look kind of weird.
It looked horrible because the man was filming, Mission Impossible at the time?
Yeah.
The good one, the Tom Cruise one. They're all Tom Cruise ones.
I was just saying that every one of them are Tom Cruise. Like Mission Impossible is a Tom Cruise film. To put out that hunk of garbage, and it sucks so bad that the fans clamor for Snyder's original version, and you still get more views on HBO Max than you do ticket sales. I want to know. I just want to know how does it feel to be Joss Whedon at that point? Because I would not ever want to work in film again at that rate.
He hasn't. He's been doing a lot of writing stuff. He's kind of secluded, especially after he got canceled.
Especially all the shit that came out with the way he was, on the scenes, on the cast of Buffy and all that. Yeah. No, like, dude's trash. Always has been.
I'm with you, man. I had been waiting my entire life, and people a lot older than me had been waiting their entire life for a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
And for it to be that, and that's a shame.
Yeah, it really was. Like, and I'm sad that we'll never get to see Snyder's Part 2. I wanted to see how that turned out. I do think that it was a massive miss, though. Like, they casted Matt Damon to voice Darkseid, which was he was voice of Darkseid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Damon.
That's very cool.
Now there's a interview or a podcast thing that Kevin Smith did a few years back. It was when they announced Batman vs Superman, BVS, and Affleck was playing Batman. All right, where Kevin Smith was talking to Matt Damon about Batman vs Superman and what the inspiring story for it, and with it being Frank Miller's Dark Knight and Dark Knight Returns and all that stuff, and because Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are friends and have been friends for years, and you can look at it, and it's phenomenal, and it will give you goosebumps if you do. If you get a chance, look it up. But Matt Damon reads lines from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns and Dark Knight as Oliver Queen.
Oh, that's cool.
And chills.
That's good casting.
He just reading from the comic book. It's like, I feel like in Batman vs Superman, they could have had just Oliver Queen, just Green Arrow, just pop up and just have it be Matt Damon for shits and giggles. Like, I feel like that would have been a hell of an Easter egg that was just
kind of like the way they did with Thor and Hawkeye. It was kind of Jeremy Renner. He put his hands on a rifle and then he kind of stayed away, and it pans to a bow and arrow, and everyone's like, oh.
Yeah. And it's just
that
like,
would have been cool.
Yeah, just some kind of like an Easter egg. I feel like, because when he read that, because he read the line of when Ollie, who's got his arm tore off from Superman in Batman vs Superman, when he's talking to Bruce about wanting to be involved with it, he's like, it still hurts when it's cold, and lately it's been cold. Like, he reads that line, and it's just like, oh, it was awesome, so cool. Dude. Yeah, look up the scene, look up the interview. It was fantastic. So, all right, what was
speaking of Matt Damon?
Yep, iPad's dead.
Speaking of Matt Damon, the Nolan Odyssey trailer.
Yep. Yeah. So Nolan's new flick.
It was in the trailer for, or it was the trailer that played before Superman, and you don't get much.
That's good though.
That is, you just see Tom Holland talking to John Barenthal, and you just see a body in a body of water
Okay.
on top of piles of wood, just kind of floating out there.
Okay.
Trailer ends.
Right.
Can you see who the body is? Like, is it
Yeah.
semi-significant?
Yeah, it's Odysseus.
Okay.
So it's a feeler piece, it's a teaser piece because I'm sure they don't have any of that practical effect work, none of that ready yet.
Yeah.
So it's giving you the feel of what this new Nolan movie is going to be. And John Bernthal, no British accent. I don't even think Tom Holland was doing one in the short.
No,
Well, Tom Holland, he's got an accent in real life anyway.
Yeah.
So he's what, English or British or Cockney or whatever the hell he is.
He's posh.
But with that being said,
I'm going to tell you that.
excuse me. But with that
Go ahead,
being
Dan.
said, the lines were still delivered well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John Barenthal was very. I don't know who he was playing, but
Why has he got to have an English accent, though? Is the question.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Like, who the hell says just because you're in a Greek myth you got to have an English accent? First off, it's a Greek myth. Why you got to have an accent of anywhere except Greek? First off. Second off, okay, yeah, so he doesn't have an accent. The whole thing with the Odyssey was these people came from all over the known world.
it looks intriguing.
I'm
With the
alright
little
with
bit that we got, we'll see. I'm excited.
I
Is
mean,
it gonna
have the Odyssey done by Nolan?
Yeah.
Nolan's got a hell of a vision behind the camera.
Mhm.
Oh,
He really
yeah, he does. He doesn't like using special effects either.
No,
likes
he
most of
he's
it.
a very practical effect. So his
And
movie
he's right.
is going to be expensive, and yeah, this might be one that I actually have to go see. Definitely. Did they give a release date on it, or is it just a teaser on it?
No.
Next year.
Okay, it's next year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's June or July of next year.
Oh hell, they've got to be close to wrapping
Mhm.
on filming and working on effects now, if anything they're doing. Okay, what else do we have then?
Street Fighter the movie with the cast. I actually have a full list of the cast right here.
Who we got?
We have Andrew Koji, I believe is going to play Ryu. Let's see, he's going to be the protagonist. And we have Noah Centineo, and then we have Selena Lang, Roman Reigns, Jason Momoa, David Dashmalkin. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these names horribly. 50 Cent, Orville Peck.
Who's 50 Cent playing?
Probably Balrog.
You think he's playing the boxer?
Probably. Or DJ.
You got it. It's got to be Balrog.
Probably Balrog.
You better hit
DJ.
the gym.
Horrible.
50's living off of that vitamin water
Right.
money.
Said old
He's chilling now, man.
Orville Peck, Andrew Schultz, and
So they've just got the cast. They don't have the characters they're playing.
They do, and Cody Rhodes.
Guile. I know that one.
I don't see it. He's too small.
Noah Centineo is going to be Ken.
He can bulk up.
Selena Lang is going to be Chun Li. Roman Reigns will. I don't. This is very strange. Roman Reigns is going to be Akuma Goki. I mean, if he could. He's supposed to be a big Japanese dude, but you can't find many big Japanese dudes.
Oh, this
so-
is America. You know how this is going to be, Danny. Move
I'm
on.
gonna tell you right now. Who we?
Jason-
I know because you're a Street Fighter nerd. It's okay.
Jason Momoa is going to be Blanca.
That I could see.
David Malkane, I'm sorry, is going to be M. Bison for Street Fighter fans, Vega.
Do they have a picture of?
No, these are just. This is just. There's
I
no
want to see.
pictures.
I want to see this. The look of this guy.
Yeah, I have to.
50
Because
Cent.
Bison's got a look.
50 Cent will be playing Balrog.
Really?
Yeah.
He's got to be retired. I'm sorry. I'm ripping on 50. I'm ripping
or
on 50.
on a whole lot of
Nope,
Mexican
nope.
supplements.
Yep.
Yeah, I shouldn't rip on 50 because I actually probably one of the 6 people that like to get rich or die trying.
That's a hit, man. You stop that. It's better than 50 Cent Bulletproof.
I mean,
Oh,
Well,
Anyways,
yeah, this is your world, though, Danny. How do you feel?
Orville, 1 second. Orville Peck will be Vega, the guy with the mask and the claw, if you don't know. Andrew Schultz is going to be Dan Hibiki. Now that's a good cast, because Dan is basically a big joke
yeah.
in the Street Fighter lore. So SNK, who is the other side of the street of Capcom, SNK does video games like King of Fighters, Fatal Fury,
Yeah.
Metal Slug.
Yes, these are properties that are lesser known unless you're into
Yes.
fighting
Yes.
games for real.
There's another title called Art of Fighting. Art of Fighting was meant to be like a Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren karate video game.
Yeah.
They basically took a character, the main character, Ryo Sakazaki, and made him into a joke. That's how we got Dan Hibiki.
Yeah.
Because Dan Hibiki has the same exact move list as Ryo Sakazaki from Art of Fighting.
Okay.
The animations of the fighting techniques are the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's just imported.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just that.
So it's a joke troll homage character.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like.
So looking at this cast, man, it
pull up a picture of the guy playing Bison. I want to see that.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Because Bison's got a look.
He does have.
There's
he
a
should have
specific.
presence.
Oh, let's see your thing. I got him.
Oh, yeah. You go ahead,
Thank
keep
you.
talking. I want to see.
So,
'cause
these
it's a downfall of your phone. Being
Right.
The camera
These-
we're
right,
using.
yeah, sorry about that, folks. Episode 2, maybe.
Technically one. I think the first one. I mean, the first one still counts as a dry run.
Right, but Tommy will pull him up here.
Yeah, keep going.
This very much worries me because
Yeah.
this is you basically whitewashed the entire cast, except for Andrew Koji.
No, who's playing Chun-Li again?
That's the one that they couldn't swap, man.
Right, that's the thing. Well, you remember that Chun-Li movie?
Yeah.
Kristen Krug?
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. Watching Balrog, Michael Clark Duncan, may he rest in peace. But watching Balrog,
That was a good Balrog. Oh, Polka Dot Man.
Yes.
Why didn't you say Polka Dot Man?
Yes.
Yeah, Polka Dot Man.
that's gonna be Balrog. I mean,
No,
Bison.
that's Bison. I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
yeah, I kind of see it.
He looks a little like Raul
I'm
Julius.
very bad with names and actors, so apologies to our viewers. But
Yeah, Polka Dot Man. I think
he's actually a comic book fan.
he's a big
comic-
nerd. Yeah. I mean, dude, this right here, this man ties every single thing that DC's done live action together in the same universe. He's been in all of them.
Yeah, he's been in
Everything.
Nolan ones. He was Polka Dot Man.
He was in
yeah.
Gotham.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like this man right here makes everything that DC has put out in the same universe right here. This is Polka Dot Man is the common thread. Yeah, no, I see him as Bison. He's got the face.
Yeah.
He's got the nose structure. He's got the jawline. Physically intimidatingly big because Bison's kind of a
Bison's jacked.
he's a jack dude. I don't know about that, but my other question is
He's
with
a great actor, but
Yeah.
it worries me.
but with the melding of live action and CGI, like how much of this is going to be them? Like for all we know, from here down is going to be CG
A suit,
animated.
right?
You know,
Bison has in the Japanese lore, he's called Vega. They switched around characters for 3 characters when they ported it back.
okay. Well,
ported
we're
for
going to speak of
America.
the American one. Don't put the Japanese one. This is an American podcast.
I gotcha.
Yeah, because you say Vega, I'm thinking Steel Mask and
Well,
Claude.
that was
Right.
supposed to be Balrog, and then Bison.
I'm going to
was-
throw something at you.
Right.
Bison was
Because
supposed
we're
to be-
uninitiated, man. Use
I
the
understand.
layman
But
terms.
Bison was supposed to be Mike Bison, like Mike Tyson,
Uh-huh.
but he
Because
got
Balrog was actually supposed to be Mike Tyson.
Right.
Like, he was supposed to be played by Tyson, I believe, in
Yeah.
the John Claude movie. But
It was him,
I
yeah.
want to say,
He got-
wasn't he...
he got in trouble. That's when he was.
I was going to say, wasn't he locked up during the filming of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so...
So, but moving forward, we'll see. We'll see.
I was going to say, so you say
I'm skeptical.
whitewashed. So we've got Ryu, Chun-Li, Vega. I mean, what other characters they have in there that wasn't, like... What
The guy-
other
the guy-
non-Euro,
the guy playing Akuma and Jason Momoa as Blanca. He could do a great job because
I
he's
mean-
also supposed to be Lobo in the Supergirl movie coming out.
So both those guys are Samoan, though.
Okay. Well, but Blanca's based in Brazil.
I don't know why. I hear you, but make your argument, though.
See, Roman Reigns is Akuma. I
Oh,
mean,
I'm with you. Joe Ananoe is not a Japanese dude.
right. I don't know.
You don't know?
We'll see. There's nothing visually's come out about this movie. No stills, no costume.
Yeah.
Were the actors trying costume testing? Excuse me.
Yeah.
No video testing. No panel testing. No.
I haven't
Picture.
seen any of it. When's
Nothing.
the movie announced to drop?
I have no idea. This
Yeah,
is
this is your
This was
world,
you,
dude.
man.
You're the fighter. You're
Well,
the
this
fighter.
is my
of this.
world, yeah. But I mean,
Like, is this something you just heard about last week? Because I know you mentioned it last week.
Tommy mentioned it last week.
Oh, you mentioned it last week.
That was me.
Okay, so you lit the fuse on this.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Didn't do no research.
I'm your on-the-beat cosmopolitan reporter. I don't know what to tell you.
It's supposed to be released in 2026.
Okay, so
Okay.
next year. So over the course of the next 6 months, we'll start getting leaks and stuff, and we can take a look. So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not.
There's a whole other bunch of actors. So Alan Ritchson's supposed to be connected to this, and also is Winston Duke. He played Man-Ape in the Black Panther films.
Yeah.
He was also in a Mark Wahlberg Netflix film which name is escaping me right now.
That's okay.
All right. So I mean, there's that, and then the next, like the other big fighting movie is the
Mortal
sequel to
Kombat
Mortal
2.
Kombat. Yeah, that they did a few years ago, which I'm kind of looking forward to. 'Cause I'm more of a
I'll
Mortal
watch it.
I'm more of a Mortal Kombat fan than I was a Street Fighter fan, anyways.
Yeah, I'm a Street Fighter King of Fighters.
Yeah,
Fatal
see,
Fury
I stopped
fan.
playing Street Fighter with Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo to age myself a little bit. So it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. I
But
own Street
I
Fighter
followed.
6.
Yeah, I ran Mortal Kombat up until.
I own Fatal Fury and King of
Ooh,
Fighters.
I think
15.
PS3 was the last Mortal Kombat. Whatever one they released on PS3. So it's been a few years since I played Mortal Kombat, but it's been a few years since I played video games.
Mortal Kombat XL. I only played it for Predator.
Yeah.
I'm a Predator fan. They basically rebooted that entire universe with Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
And I've heard some mixed things from the fans with characters that they're releasing, but I believe they've released Highlander.
Highlander's supposed to be one of the
As a DLC?
Yeah.
And the next one?
And this current one.
Yeah, in the current
Oh.
one. Because you got all the Ninja Turtles. You got, I think Jason and Freddy are in this one as well. I want to say you got Highlander. Did they bring Hellboy back and Spawn back? Because I know they did. They had them in previous ones.
If they haven't, give them some time.
Spawn was actually in a video game called Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, it
Spawn
was.
in, so Spawn was in Soul Calibur 2 on PlayStation.
The Xbox version.
Was it the Xbox?
Yeah, because Heihachi was on the
PlayStation was,
Star
Heihachi
Wars.
Mishima from Tekken.
and then Nintendo had Link, I
Link,
think.
yep.
Yeah.
So,
But
but
the Star Wars
no,
characters
Spawn-
didn't come till Soul Calibur 4.
I'm
Was
pretty
it?
sure
Yeah,
Spawn
'cause
was in one of
PS3
the Mortal Kombats.
Yeah, the PS3 version had it gave you Darth Vader. The Xbox 360 version gave you Yoda, but both games had Starkiller.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm getting my dates wrong. I probably am.
This is, for a little while, fighting games they throw out a whole bunch of them, and a whole bunch of stuff sticks to the wall. But like
Yeah.
the three longest ones, it was Tekken. Are they still putting out Tekkens?
Oh yeah,
was
Tekken
gonna
8.
say-
Tekken 8 made fans happy at first, and then they appeased the casuals so they can get a lot of those.
V-Bucks.
Yeah, basically.
I'm going to tell you, man, when they said frame rate for the first time when it came to fighting games, I did one of these. I closed it. I'm done.
You were paying for frame rate?
No, so
No, Frank.
there- you can't play fighting games like you used to where you pick the character and learn the moves.
Yeah.
You've got to be watching for frame rates because the animation dictates whether you're going to be successful or not.
Distances and how the character plays. You got to know how you're fighting, who you're fighting.
I called it a
used to just be
day.
punching your combination faster than the homie next to you. is the
I
way
called
used
it
to
a
be.
Not
day.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's the day I turned old, man.
That's what they're doing with the.
That's the
3D
day you
fight-
turned old.
That's what they're doing with the 3D fighting game. Now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. A lot of the problem with the history of video game movies is that they haven't been very strong.
No.
Look at Max Payne with Mark
I was
Wahlberg.
stupid excited for that
I
one
was too.
Like, because I was a big fan of the Max Payne games.
Same.
I enjoyed them
I've
a
beaten
lot.
all three.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is like, of Hollywood actors, especially names at the time of that coming out,
Mm-hmm.
like Mark Wahlberg, absolutely a perfect
Mhm.
cast for Max Payne. It was just,
The script was awful. The
yeah.
way it
Why
was
didn't you
shot
just
was
do?
awful.
Why didn't you just do the video game?
Yeah.
Like the best part of that
The
was
plot was awful.
bullet time. The way they
Yeah.
did the bullet time, like, but
He did bullet time once, and that was when he was falling backwards and shooting with
Yeah.
a shotgun at some dude that was above him.
yeah,
That was the only time you saw bullet time. I was like, that's it.
yeah. But it's like, I definitely think that they could have done that a lot better. But I mean, what other video game movies besides the newest Mario Brothers movie that was, the animated one that they did? What other video game movies have been massively successful?
They don't exist, man,
They-
because they're
it's-
phoned
You
in.
could argue Wreck-It Ralph, because Wreck-It Ralph had a whole bunch of these cameos, and I can't imagine.
Okay.
How much
That's like
money-
saying Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a Looney Tunes movie, though.
That's also
You
like
can.
saying that, no, you
No,
can't.
hell.
You could argue it.
You could not argue it.
No, man.
First off, the entire way that they got all of the Disney and all of the Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers characters in there is because both of those companies came to the table and said you cannot have one in it more than the other, especially your main characters. That's why you see Donald and Daffy in a piano battle. They have the exact same amount of time. That's why you only see Bugs and Mickey in that falling
That
scene.
was awesome.
They are right there on screen for the same amount of time. There was no favoritism allowed with that movie. Otherwise, they would pull the trademark on it.
And
That was the agreement. So no, you can't argue that it's either movie. It is a standalone creature all by itself.
And that's
Same
what
for
Wreck-It
Wreck-It Ralph.
was.
Yeah,
So,
and because I was gonna say because the Wreck-It Ralph is absolutely no different than Ready Player One. It's got a whole bunch of properties that were mentioned and shown and Easter egged and cameoed in. Hell, they had the fucking Iron Giant in it.
that was, they had a Gundam in it too.
Yeah.
Spielberg. That was a Spielberg film.
Yeah, so it's like, no, the name a video game movie that started out as a video game that was successful outside of the newest animated Mario Brothers.
Can't.
They don't exist because, like you said, the actors phone it in, and the studios are hoping to bang money out based off of the love and property of that game. Minecraft, I think, is probably the next the next one,
Yeah.
and I think that right there is mostly just.
Fan
Is a troll.
service.
It is a fan service and a troll movie. I have no idea. I didn't play Minecraft,
Yeah, I'm not a Minecraft player.
so yeah, it's not my thing. But I know the movie was buck wild.
Oh
Apparently.
yeah, the movie made a lot of money.
Yeah. But it probably also only cost them, Jack Black and Jason Momoa's salary to make
Yeah, on a green screen.
on a green screen because it was probably a whole bunch of Minecraft builders just playing the video game around them.
But no, you're right though, man. Ever since Sonic the Hedgehog, though,
Sonic
That's
made
a
money.
great-
Sonic, yeah. I'm saying, name me movies, and now we're naming movies. Okay, so we got Sonic, we got Mario, we got Minecraft. What else? Give us the other ones.
Only 2 of those are live action.
That's true. Sonic and Minecraft are live action.
that's about it. Borderland was no good. Prince of Persia was no good. Until Dawn, I haven't seen it. I am willing to wager that's no good.
Prince of Persia was okay for what it was. I think it could have been a lot better.
If they hadn't have called it Prince of Persia, it would have been a fine movie. But they called it.
If they hadn't have called Keanu Reeves as Constantine, it would have been a fine movie, but
That was still a great Constantine.
it was. It just wasn't Constantine.
And I think I told you guys this before. I think that the gaming movie landscape is somewhat like what the comic book landscape was in the late 80s and the 90s, where we know that these things can be something. We can't convince the higher ups to give us the money for it, though.
Yeah.
Or
So-
the freedom.
Or
Well,
the
what was
free-
it? What was that YouTube series that the guy that did Mortal Kombat did, where he was releasing the episodic things, and it was just that
Those
Michael J.
were
Watt
cool.
was in.
Those were cool.
It was to show the studio like this is what we can do now with these characters. And look, I dropped this on YouTube. You see how many people were following and liking and commenting this? And they gave him a bunch of money to do the rest of the episodes, and it went nowhere. And I thought the movie that they just released a couple years ago was supposed to be that. But Michael J. White wasn't involved. Why aren't you Jax? What the hell?
Yeah. That was-
Like I'm here with it. Let's go.
That was another act. That's another actor who doesn't get the credit.
No,
that
hell no,
deserves.
he don't. I'm sorry, I liked him as Spawn, and I'm still bitter from the '90s.
He's in a lot of hits, man. If you if you're in the Michael J. White genre, he's in a lot of hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's a practical actor and a legit practical fighter. He knows his shit, and I don't think they're not given enough credit.
Yeah, with everything going on, to kind of move away from video game movies, to get back to the Marvel DC stuff. Right now, the way the MCU is that right now they're at their weakest point, and I don't think that Fantastic Four First Steps is going to save them or make anything better.
No, especially with all the callbacks to the previous cast,
Yeah.
and like
Why?
it is them trying to regain any of what they can do
Why
or what they had.
did you gender swap the Silver Surfer for the Silver Surfette?
They didn't. We had a female Silver Surfer.
Yeah, you know why,
That's what I'm
man.
saying.
Well, we're on the podcast. We might as well talk. So on a one-time appearance in a book called Earth X, in an alternate universe, there's a character. It's Shalabal, Norton Rad's wife. She becomes the Silver Surfer, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Now they bring that back because they want to establish that this Fantastic Four movie is taking place in a different universe than the main Marvel Cinematic
And it's
Universe.
one we will never
world.
see ever again.
So I know what this controversy is.
Yeah,
It's,
they're comic accurate. And
Mhm.
truthfully, if they're going to do a hard reset,
no.
they're right. This is
Norrin
how-
Rath's coming. He's going to be on screen. It's all the people that are uninitiated that think
hope
that
so.
they've replaced Norrin Rath, and they haven't.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong, but 10 to 11 pages versus tens of thousands of stories and pages to your publication history.
No,
I mean, once
I
again, we discussed last
Yeah.
week at great length how much they've screwed up Ironheart.
Yeah, that I finally finished it, and it ends
well,
on
I
a
don't
weird
wanna talk about it.
cliffhanger. You don't have to. We don't have to.
Yeah, but like I said, we talked about
Yeah.
this. They've been screwing it up pretty much since Endgame. So I mean, all right. See, are you looking forward to the Fantastic Four movie? First steps, like honestly.
So I'm going to be honest with you, man. And I've been saying this even before I saw the Superman movie early. This was earlier this week. I am excited, but I'm going to tell you why. Because we don't know what next year's going to look like.
Yeah.
Superman could have been bad. That could have been it for DC. We'd be getting Batman movies only for the next 20 years.
That
Go
would
ahead.
make this man happy, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm mad that they pushed the other one back.
Matt Reeves, I'm glad you brought your script out. You know what you did.
You hurried the hell up.
2021, you know what you did. But then it's the same thing now for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I've seen things that show that the movie might be really good. I've seen things that show the movie might be really bad. At this point, David, I don't know. And it's exciting. I'm going to wait until the 25th when I see the movie to reserve judgment. Because sometimes the trailer lies to you. I don't know, man, but based on the product that Marvel's been giving us steadily from I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'll start there,
Yeah.
on through to now, the track record is not good.
No.
There's more mediocre and failure than there is success.
Yeah, the bar is set high, the bar is set super low for me. That's why I think the Thunderbolts, if it's good anti-hero fun, I might enjoy it a little bit. You know, I'm debating on whether or not I want to sit through Brave New World because I do want to see Red Hulk. You know, I want to see what, you know, Falcon does as Captain America, the standalone thing. Because I think there is something there. I think that he was better as Falcon, and I think that his character development through what they showed on screen, even with Falcon and Winter Soldier, I don't think that his character, like the Falcon itself, not Anthony Mackie as an actor, but the character Falcon itself, I don't think he was ready to put on the shield and you know, the red, white, and blue and be Captain America yet. I just don't think it had evolved enough. I don't think they gave it enough time.
the Captain America movies had set up Bucky to inherit that shield,
Yeah.
and then in Endgame, he just gives it to Sam Wilson,
Yeah.
and
Well, because he had some healing that he needed to do too. Like let's not, you know, we cannot mistake that. Because they had, what was it, Soldier X or whoever the hell Russell and Goldie's son played, the other Captain America, the one that went crazy.
U.S. agent.
U.S.
agent.
agent.
That's it. Yeah, they had him, and he was Captain America for all 4.5 seconds. Like he should have been Captain America for a little bit longer to give Bucky time to mentally recover. And then old boy goes mad, loses his shit. Bucky and Falcon go and knock him down a peg or two. Bucky takes the shield.
the main villain in that show was Freckle Jesus.
No, elaborate, man. That's a joke that's going over my head. So it's going over other.
There was just a character in there who was the bad guy, who was basically a bomber, a Unabomber.
Yeah.
And their person had killed the best friend of U.S. Agent, and then U.S. Agent killed that terrorist with a shield.
Yeah.
And that was that. It's
Yeah.
not that was that, but it was just the light had been painted against U.S. Agent, you know, not being Captain America.
Yeah.
This isn't who Captain America is.
It's not, and that's the thing. Is like, you know, that could have been something that they stretched out a lot longer than they did, and it should have been to go through and once again give Bucky time to heal, give Falcon time to figure out who he actually needs to be and who he wants to be moving forward. You know, and then they could have had that. Which one of them get the shield? Who's the hero? Who's the sidekick? You know, and from there make the decision.
Spider-Man spin-offs on pause, Tommy.
That's a hard transition, Danny. So we talked a little bit about Brand New Day the other day, where Hulk and Punisher are rumored to be in there.
Yeah.
I don't think that Spider-Man's paused so much as the Spider-Man spin-offs are paused, though. We're not
They
getting
made no money off any of them
No.
except Venom.
So this is the thing, man. Ben Affleck was once quoted as saying that he no longer wanted to be involved in a system that wasn't interested in making good movies, but instead making money.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a few projects that came with the Spider-Man name that were very much that. We're going to do this to try to cash in on this character's popularity.
Do you think it's cash in though, or do you think it's I need to do this that way I don't lose Spider-Man rights and they revert back to Marvel? Because remember, if Sony doesn't put out a Spider-Man or Spider-Man related film across X amount of time, they lose it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why we got 3 different Spider-Man in a decade.
Well, I'm sure that's a piece of it.
And they don't want to recast Tom Holland yet. Or at
They
least
they
didn't.
can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like with this universe they were building, with putting out Morbius, with putting out the Venom flicks.
Mhm.
Like, I'm wondering how much of that was a money grab attempt, and how much of that was I don't want to lose this property because timer's running up, and Venom was just a fluke.
Now, here's why I say it was a cash grab. I think the most important thing of that entirety is that Venom made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it was completely divorced from Spider-Man. But as far as they made these to keep the license, that's a piece of it. But you got to factor in that they've also made Spider-Verse. So concurrently, you can switch them.
Mobius.
Spider-Verse to keep the Spider-Verse to keep the license.
Was Into the Spider-Verse released by Sony?
Mhm.
That's the question I would have then. So
Yeah.
if it was released by Sony, okay, cool. Well, and that was decent, but that was also animated.
Yeah, but it's still it's a movie.
Made money.
we get to make the license.
Still waiting for a third film.
Because they're still using the Spider-Man characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the cash grab stuff of, all right, so we can't use anything MCU related. We want to keep our billion-dollar franchise secured. Why risk it by making something that's going to make a couple $1 million connected to it?
You said it's all on hold.
Oh, that's happening still.
Noir? I
Yeah,
want to see
Nicolas
Spider-Man
Cage.
Noir. Damn it, hell yeah.
I want to see Nicolas Cage's 1920s, 1930s Spider-Man.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
same.
Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man Noir though.
Yeah.
Give me a gritty Spider-Man. Damn it.
For sure.
I want a gritty character. Okay? I
Detective
want a
Spider-Man.
character. I want a character that realizes the world sucks.
Mhm.
And more often than not, it can't be saved, because that to me is more realistic.
It's the antithesis of an anti-hero.
So I think that his Uncle Ben speech is different. Great power, great responsibility? No. With those who have great power, it's our responsibility to take it away from them.
I mean,
And that's the difference
make sure they don't
between-
use it to hurt me.
Yeah.
You know.
Which you can argue Superman does have elements of that too, but
Yeah.
he just tries to be a little bit more passive about it.
No, I mean, once again, Superman is one of those characters that if he sneezes, he could take out a city block.
Yeah.
I think what sets Superman apart is he didn't seek this power. It was just, it's there.
It's just him.
Yeah, it is what he is. It is who he is, and there's nothing he could do about it. Except for what was it, first Superman when he gave up his powers.
Superman 2,
Or Superman 2. Yeah, that's right.
for love.
Tell you right now, I don't give a damn who's cast as Lois Lane. Nobody is slanging it that bad.
No. Sam
All right,
Smells
you
will
are-
cut his
There
hair.
ain't nobody that good.
For
No,
love.
hell no. Especially with Linda Carter as the Wonder Woman back then. No, sorry. Lois got to take a back seat.
Speaking of Tom Holland's getting cast in a lot. He's going to be in The Odyssey.
Yeah.
He's Spider-Man, and he's also rumored to be James Bond. That Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, the new James Bond. And like I said last week, I don't know if Tom's got the physical presence of it. I think he might be able to do it, though, because he's an extremely versatile actor. I don't see it yet. I mean, maybe if maybe with darker hair or something like that, but there's a look that he would have to fit that matches, Brosnan and Connery and like all the Bonds of the past. It doesn't seem like it would fit, but I think he might be able to pull it off. I really do. I mean,
I'm wondering how that's going to go. So, and we need another Bond. We need a Bond film now, especially because I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say I'm 100% sure because it's Tom Cruise and nobody knows anything with Tom Cruise. But I'm pretty sure that we're not going to get any more Mission Impossibles. So I would think
it's hinted that we may get one.
Of course, because it's Tom Cruise.
Just hitting the mic. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah. But we need something for that action spy espionage space. If it's not Mission Impossible, it's James Bond. Those are the two.
Speaking of espionage,
Oh.
there's a white Black Panther.
White Black Panther.
Espionage.
Oh, I want to know. How do you feel about this one, Tommy? Specifically, absolutely yes.
Okay.
Christopher Priest is writing it, and he
Christopher
wrote.
Priest, right? Okay.
So I got to preface this, man. I have never been Black Panther's biggest fan, so I don't have that attachment to the character.
Right. But as a
But like you guys, I had the same knee-jerk reaction.
why?
There's a white Black Panther. Why are we doing that?
What the fuck is with that?
But then, as Danny is saying, Christopher Priest, who's also a black dude,
Yeah.
as if it fucking matters. He's also a black dude, and he's the guy that basically built the infrastructure for the Black Panther that you see on the big screen.
Yeah.
He's the guy that made Black Panther cool in the 2000s with the Marvel Knights imprint of Marvel.
Yeah.
It was
So-
late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, no. If there's anybody that possibly, I would say if there's anybody in the world that could even authorize this, it ain't Stan Lee.
It'd have to be a guy like Christopher
Well,
Priest.
Christopher
it's
Priest
Christopher.
Christopher Priest actually went back to the history of Black Panther through, through the Fantastic Four, because Black Panther got his start through the Fantastic Four. So, everything all right?
I don't know. Are we getting? Okay, I must have things turned down. I wanted to pull up Twitch.
Sorry, folks. Little
just
lag.
checking on something. We're good.
Best viewers on stream. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's old comment. I just wanted to because
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's
because
stay
this
up.
is not on that. So.
No, yeah, let's stay up.
Yeah, no. Christopher is definitely the only person that could do this.
But yeah, man, what I was getting to is now we got to go a level deeper. All right, so he's done a thing that's obviously controversial in a world where it's already a polarizing thing of, can this character be a different ethnicity? You have to ask yourself the question, why did he do a Black Panther that's white? So you think on it, and basically he's pulling cards.
Oh yeah.
He's implementing the be for real test.
Yeah.
And he's basically asking everybody individually, do you still think this is okay?
Yeah.
And I read the story. It's a son thinking that he's better than his father so far. So far, so good on that. I don't know where his heart is. I don't know where his story's going to go. But that's the question that he's got us asking right now. Is this okay? And you got to ask yourself that question. Now,
Is it out? Is it out?
yeah, the world to
Right
come.
behind you.
It's over there.
Oh, hold on a second.
Now,
Very last page.
as always, you can always take a chainsaw when you need a scalpel. This is a more nuanced conversation. So a character like Black Panther, by way of who he is, he can only be a black dude. Otherwise, you're failing the be for real.
White
test.
dude in Wakanda.
Yeah, there can be a white dude in Wakanda, but
All right. So what's it called again?
it's called The World to Come. It's in the M's for Marvel Knights.
It's in the M's from because that makes a hell of a lot of no sense whatsoever.
So yeah, he's failing the be for real test. If it's a character like, say, the third guy from issue 72 of Amazing Whatever, race swap him because who cares? He's got no fan base, and it's not integral to the character.
Ugh.
So, and I'll do another one. Bruce Wayne should not be a black dude, but I'll tell you why. Where are these?
It worked though. It was Lucius' son.
You could do it, but now he's not Bruce Wayne. A black dude can be Batman. A black dude can't be Bruce Wayne. Because our social structure, the people that we are, there are no black billionaires. And if there are, they stand out. And you're fingered because now we know who it is. It's contextual and it's a case-by-case basis on when a race swap makes sense and when it does not.
Yeah, but they didn't reveal that he was
because when they had Lucius Sunbeam, he had the lower part of his face covered up. He had a full cowl.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
But that's why a black dude can be Batman. He can't be Bruce Wayne for that very reason.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's a fair assessment.
So yeah, man. When we talk about these things, you got to ask yourself the question, and that's what the ultimate idea of this writing is. Is this okay?
I mean,
You got to answer for yourself.
Go ahead and show the audience.
hold on a second, because
Oh, there's a variant cover over there too, where it's a white dude underneath the mask.
Right there.
Oh, you got it.
He's got
yeah, that's
Oh.
the one that I've got.
I'm too busy trying to do social commentary over here.
Let's see.
What about you, Danny? You got any thoughts?
I've read a little bit of Christopher Priest's Black Panther, and a lot of what is in that book shows up on the screen. So, oh my goodness. I don't really have much to say on the matter because we know that Chitala is going to get that back eventually. This is just, like you said, the Be Real test. Christopher Priest knows what he's doing because Christopher Priest, when he got Black Panther, unfortunately did not want to start writing Black Panther at all. He's like, what? The guy in the black leotard? Like, what do you... What? No. There's
You
no
talking
way.
about originally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when Joe Quesada was editor-in-chief for Marvel, and he actually wanted to write Daredevil.
Yeah.
He still wants to write Daredevil. So I'm excited
Ooh,
that Christopher
that
Priest...
would-
Yeah.
That would be.
I'm excited that Christopher Priest is back on Marvel because...
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to Christopher's work on Daredevil. I think that'd be fun.
That'd be so much
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely. Especially with where Daredevil is nowadays,
Mhm.
with Elektra being a little bit more heavily involved and her having her own Daredevil outfit for sake of it. I think that might be fun.
That was a hold-in from the all-new, all-different initiative as well,
Yeah.
as well as Ironheart and their Ultimates.
All right, so I'm not okay with this just because of the history of Black Panther, of Wakanda, where Wakanda is supposed to be located in Africa.
There's no white people. Like, I'm sorry. It's just not a thing.
Maybe he's South African.
Elon Musk. I'm not okay with race swaps just in general principle because a lot of where a character comes from and what they have to deal with does come from their race, and that's one of the things with the race swapping that they try and push is this character should be special because of their race, and no. A lot of what it should be is I am special and happen to be. All right, I can do this, that, and the other because I am awesome, because I trained, because I have magical powers, because I'm an alien race.
That's
I
smart.
just happen to be XYZ, whatever it is, whether it's race, whether it's gender, whether it's orientation.
Fireworks, don't worry.
Some-
I was gonna say fireworks or gunshots.
Yeah.
So I get what he's doing with this. I'm fine with what he's doing because it is absolutely the best possible troll you could do towards the race swapping, fixation that Hollywood and popular media seem to have a hard-on for. It's unnecessary. And truthfully, hopefully, I hope that this right here calls out the complete and utter ridiculousness that it is.
Well, that's basically what Tommy said with the Be Real test.
Yeah.
Christopher Priest knows what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's doing this for the shock value.
Oh, absolutely, and it's going to sell books. People are going to buy it. Hell, I'm picking it up right now.
No, and
I'm walking out the door with it.
and I think on that, man, we're mirroring the same thing. A race swap for the sake of doing it to show that this character is cool because they are their race. And I do the because that's not real. That's lazy storytelling.
Yeah.
If you're
It's pandering.
if it's performative and you're doing it for the sake of we have to do it, don't do it. But if there's an angle that you see where it makes more sense for this and the story that you're telling, you got leeway. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But as always, there's going to be people that disagree with you doing a race swap. You better make sure that your work is good.
Yeah, and he's a hell of a writer, so if anybody's going to be able to do it, make it make sense, and actually make it a good story, it's going to be Chris. Now, my concern is going to be that any fans of Black Panther, especially since the popularity of the movie and everything like that, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that they are going to boycott this. They're not going to read it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a phenomenal story. But they're going to boycott it specifically because of this right here.
And I'll
and
say
then I'll be called an asshole for saying, well, that's racist. Now,
you're getting it.
yeah, but
The
we
B-reel test
mentioned
has
on it
begun.
because we're at 2 hours, so we got to wrap this.
Mhm.
We did mention it because you said he wanted to write Daredevil. So speaking of Daredevil, Christian Ritter's been seen on scene with Charlie Cox for Daredevil season 2,
Okay.
and I'm wanting to know what they're going to do with that. And do we think they're going to bring back the Defenders? Has there been any word that they've reached out to Luke Cage and Iron Fist? Or do we think it's just going to be...
It'll probably be its own standalone thing.
Yeah.
Because nobody from the Netflix Defenders wants to go back except for Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Because he was very passionate about coming back as Daredevil in the MCU.
Yeah.
That's why he made a very passive cameo as Matt Murdock, the lawyer, and the third Tom Holland Spider-Man
Yeah.
film. I almost said Street Fighter. Spider-Man film.
That's okay. You've been referring to Daily Planet as the Bugle all day, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
One time. You wanted to talk about... Oh, I did it twice.
You did it once before we started the cast. Yeah.
You
I'm a
wanted-
Daily Globe man myself.
You're a
wanted-
Daily Globe man.
You wanted to talk about Magic the Gathering and the Final Fantasy.
yeah. So Magic the Gathering.
Oh yeah, let's get quick. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering, Universes Beyond. So, it's wild. So I got out of Magic a long time ago, and
Same.
they've been trying to pull me back in like the damn mob. First with Fallout,
Oh, yeah.
and now with Final Fantasy, and I'm at the point now where I feel like I'm just gonna card hunt and I'm gonna build a troll deck. Just it's got a bunch of pop culture stuff. Like I feel like Godzilla strapped up with a mini nuke, a Fat Man launcher and wearing the One Ring is just too fun to not throw it like a commander or something like that. But I feel like I'm worried they're going to go the same route as like HeroClix did by way of just putting out too much and going way too fast with it. But because originally it was supposed to be 6 sets of pop culture, 6 sets of regular Magic, like that stay in the universe of Magic, and those were going to be the only cards that were legal for tournaments. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Final Fantasy set, it's either Final Fantasy set or maybe the set before Final Fantasy. That was when they said we're going to start allowing Universes Beyond to be in tournament play. Now, some of these cards are broken. I mean, ridiculous. I don't know if you guys have looked at them or anything like that.
Cloud Strife, Sephiroth.
Yeah, they're nuts, dude. The Universes Beyond. I feel like they're going to kill the game for the original fans, the folks that have been playing since it came out, the people that have been collecting and strategizing and building decks in their sleep. I feel like they're going to kill the game.
That sounds like they're trying to integrate fans of East and West. You're a Final Fantasy fan.
No. They're trying to integrate pop culture and broaden out what it is. Because they've had Doctor Who. They've got...
Really?
You didn't know they had a Doctor Who
No.
set? Yeah.
They had Doctors.
Yeah, there was
They had
13
all
commander
the
decks.
Doctors.
13 commander decks, one for each doctor. For each doctor, yes. They've done
That's a
Fallout.
lot of money.
They've done Assassin's Creed. They've done Dungeons and Dragons, which makes more
that
sense
makes
because
more sense.
they're owned by Wizards of the Coast, both of them. Fallout, Final Fantasy, Spider-Man's going to be the next one. One Punch Man.
One Punch.
Really?
No.
One Piece.
No, the other one, Airbender.
Avatar.
Avatar, I think, is the next set after Spider-Man.
Hmm.
So they are doing pop culture trademarks. It's either One Punch Man or Avatar. It's one of the bald anime characters. I don't.
Hey,
They're
you're
both
okay.
bald, so...
They're like I said. Hell, it could be the green one from Dragon Ball Z for all I fucking know.
Or a farm. Go ahead, David.
But it's they're doing IP. They're doing IP grabs. There was rumor because they were doing Spider-Man that they're going to do Star Wars too. That was a rumor floating around. So once
That's a
again,
lot of money.
I think see, and the thing is these cards because they release them serialized. Like you had the One Ring, it was literally a 1-of-1 card. It's the one Post Malone's got now. Post Malone paid $2.4 million for it, I believe, or 2.7.
Oh.
Because it's a 1-of-1. They only printed the one card. It's serialized, and he's a nerd. He's a Magic fan and a Lord of the Rings nerd. So yeah, he bought that off of the guy that found it when Lord of the Rings. But these are collector packs that are like anywhere from $30 to $50 when they drop. And they only go up in price. I mean, the last time I found Final Fantasy collector boosters, they were $85 a pack. That was the last price tag I seen when I seen them at a store. That the store they had to look up the price to see what the current price was. So, I feel like Magic's going to end up killing the core game by bringing in these other fans of pop culture to as a money grab for one, because it's going to drive away the players that have been playing it and that do strategize and figure this stuff out, because they've allowed these new cards, these Universes Beyond cards, they're allowing them in tournament play, last I seen. So I feel like it's going to drive it away, because they're broken cards. Like, they are absolutely designed to just be fun. They're not supposed to be tournament cards with the way that they are. They are overpowered. It's terrible. But it'd be fun with your group of friends, your pop culture nerds. I get that. But like I said, I think they're going to kill the game by doing this, and they're going to continue making money until people stop giving them the IPs, or they can stop using IPs to make Magic cards, and then your IP fans are not going to buy anything.
You remember, like, I think this was last week or the week before, I asked, you were up there with the customer and we were asking, do you think that cards are in a bubble?
I think
the Gathering
Magic's in a
specifically.
bubble. I think Magic and Pokemon are on a bubble, and I think that eventually it is going to pop, because right now people that have massive amounts of spare money are dropping it on these cards. And specifically, I think it's because of the IPs. I think it's because these are fans of Final Fantasy. These are fans of Lord of the Rings. And these are two properties that have been around forever, dude. I mean, Final Fantasy's been around since Game Boy, with the first Final Fantasy. And, Lord of the Rings has been around. I don't even know when Tolkien wrote it.
Long time.
But it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, these are...
He was a World War I veteran.
Yeah,
And he
so,
wrote that book as inspiration.
80 years ago. So, it is definitely something that, if they have the right niche and the right IP, they're going to make money off of it, off of those fans. Because those fans aren't getting anything they got to spend money on. Like, you're a Final Fantasy fan? Cool. You buy the next $80 game. That's it. You're done. You're a Lord of the Rings fan? Okay, cool. You've already bought the books. You already have the DVDs, the extended editions. And you already subscribe to Amazon, so you're watching Rings of Power. Now you can get the cards.
Rings of Power's awful.
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I gotta watch the second season.
I'm not that big of a Lord of the Rings fan. But it feels that I'm a fan of this, I need to have it thing. And I feel like eventually they're going to run out of that. But those types of fans and those types of card buyers and the scalpers that come from it, because fucking scalping assholes are coming from Pokemon and taking the Magic cards.
Yep.
They're going to drive off your casual guy that goes to Friday Night Magic, I feel like. Because it would drive me off. That's why I stopped playing it. It's because I didn't have time to devote to sitting here thinking up these decks and these infinite combos and everything. That's why I stopped. That's why I got out of it. And it's good for the company. Sure, they're making money hand over fist. But I think it's bad for the game itself. And HeroClix did the same thing. They were putting out like a set every other month, and they were just too expensive, and they priced themselves out of the market. They killed it. They killed it for themselves. So I think that's what's going to happen with that. And I wanted to talk about that because it is massive pop culture, and I wanted to see, because you don't play Magic.
Haven't touched
And
it.
you haven't touched it in
In
years.
a long time, I sold all my cards, including the boxes they came in.
Yeah, so I mean, but that's kind of where I Pop Dolls are the same thing. It's too many of them. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, and I wanted to see if you guys had any opinion on that.
No, man.
Like, I wanted to sign off with that.
We got it. These predators come into these fandoms and they ruin them because they maximize the dollars instead of
Makes sense.
exactly. They don't do what makes sense to make sure that this thing is a thing that has longevity.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that don't have longevity, it's this podcast time because now we're out of time.
Yeah.
You guys got any shout outs or anything you want to talk about real quick?
Shout out to the fans, whoever's joining us, whoever's out there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. We started this because this is literally, when we're in here, this is how we talk. This is all we talk about. So we
This is the conversations that
wanted
we
you
have.
guys to join us. And I want to thank you guys.
So yeah, thanks for joining us live, and anybody watching this 2-hour video on YouTube.
Yeah, appreciate it.